Let's go to part 2 of the day. Bam, how you doing? You doing all right? Yeah, okay, because you're counting down. It's almost draft night. We're already in the month. The NFL 2021 draft is framing the Niners, by the way, as the most intriguing team on the top 5 selections that will involve a quarterback to open the draft weekend. Because that's all we've been talking about, right? Normally we talk about every position that we need, right? And then this year we get a quarterback. So now, edge, offensive line, wide receiver, anything else, quarterbacks. That conversation just went to the cast of the side. It is assumed that Trey Lawrence and Zach Wilson will go 1 and 2. There's no real mystery involving the aforementioned quarterbacks. Head coach Kyle Shanahan has been connected to Mac Jones by nearly every NFL analyst. The rumor is all the people involved in decision-making for draft night may be trying to change Shanahan's mind about Jones. It makes for great theater, right? You don't have to believe it. I don't really believe it. Not really, because it's just too obvious. And the 49ers are one thing the 49ers never are. They are never obvious. I mean, just exactly the opposite. So tonight we'll be taking your call to get your thoughts on what Kyle Shanahan's intentions may be on draft night 2021. Or can you smell what Kyle is cooking? Along with everything trending red and gold during this Niners offseason 2021. Let's jump right into the meat and potatoes here. Here is what 3 sources told Dan Patrick. I went through that. I said, very interesting. 3 sources told Dan Patrick about the 49ers and the number 3 draft pick. And usually when you're Dan Patrick and these kind of people, they talk to people that are running around a lot in that element, and so they may know something, or they may have ran into something that may actually use food for thought, right? And other times you just say, "Come on, man," you just don't believe it. And if you open your mind, you do believe things. If you have a certain amount of thoughts that you're going to allow into your brain, you're not going to allow certain things you're just not going to listen to, right? But Patrick shared some insight into what the 49ers are planning to do with number 3 overall pick after trading some hefty draft capital to move into that spot to begin with. Many analysts are projecting Alabama quarterback Mac Jones to be the pick. But others feel he could have been had with a later selection. Others, everybody. Kyle, are you serious? And even if you wanted to draft up for Jones, you didn't have to go all the way to 3. I mean, that's... But see, that's the thing. If you let Chris Sims tell you, Chris says, well, Kyle's wasn't going to take any chances on getting the quarterback he wanted. So he just went all out. You go as far as you can go. And since they did have excess capital this year, if there's a such thing as having excess capital, they went in and unloaded. So, and the question remains, would Jones have made it all the way down to number 12, to the 49ers' original spot? Maybe not. But selecting him at number 3 is viewed by many as a unreasonable, massive reach. With Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson expected to be off on the board by the 49ers selection, both Justin Fields and Trey Lance are seen as quarterbacks with higher ceilings compared to Jones. And so what is Patrick hearing? Patrick was reading off what one source texted to him, quote, "Yeah, I know, Kyle Shanahan loves Mac. Was told personnel department is still hoping to change his mind to Trey Lance." And do you wonder why Trey Lance's name keeps coming up? From what we know about Kyle, he's not crazy about this type of rookie. He wants you to have a certain amount of time spent at the position, even if you did it at your neighborhood rec club, But Lance missed last year. The year before that, he was phenomenal. The quote goes on to say, "I get that Mac fits what he does, but man, I would want a lot more with that 3rd pick," unquote. Everybody agrees. That makes it sound like the 49ers have not decided which quarterback to trade with the top 3 pick. You would assume from just that much, right? While Shanahan may have entered this week preferring Jones, the quarterback's outing during Alabama's pro day and some convincing from team personnel could still sway the coach toward Fields or Lance. And there are still 28 days until a decision must be made anyway. So Patrick quoted two other sources who also offered hints into thinking inside the 49ers headquarters. Patrick went on to quote a different source that said, two teams who need quarterbacks both said they believe Mac Jones to be the Niners is a done deal. The third source offered up some of his or her own insight to go along with what 49ers brass may be thinking. Patrick read, quote, the Niners and Shanahan are the only ones who know, but I'm hearing that Trey Lance makes more sense with Jimmy G being a bridge quarterback this year. Shanahan prefers a more mobile quarterback, regardless of what Mac Jones ran. He's not athletic outside of the pocket. He's an accurate timing touch passer, but inside there's discussions of Trey Lance or Mac Jones, unquote. You see, no matter what's going on, you still hear Trey Lance's name, and Trey Lance is, as everybody knows, the most talented raw, and I mean bloody raw, guy out there. But there's lots of reasons to like him too, because this guy becomes a big piece of clay, a big piece of talented clay in Kyle Shanahan's hands that doesn't probably have a lot of bad habits already developed that Kyle could probably work with. There's a lot of ways to look at it. You just don't know which direction Kyle's thinking. We'll find out for sure, though, on April 29th, won't we? When that first round of the 2021 NFL Draft begins. And we'll be sitting there because we don't have to wait. Normally, last year's gone by, except for 2017. We're sitting there where we're number 8, 9, 13 or some 10, 13, well, you know. Isn't it, oh, man. And you're watching all your guys go by that you enjoyed, and you thought the 49ers might pick up, and then you come to whoever they pick. This year won't be that way. Number 3. Boom! And maybe the 49ers have done this since Kyle, and have we traded back into the first round every year since the Shanahan-Lynch regime took over? I really enjoy that. So the questions tonight are, what are your thoughts on the published speculations? And have you drawn your own conclusions as to Mac Jones, as to why he might not be picked or he will be picked? Because I see a lot of positive Mac Jones in this chat. I've seen a lot of positive Mac Jones all over the place, actually. They're not as high in volume as Fields seems to be the consistent, damn near the biggest favorite out there. Trey Lance is like that other guy. But Mac Jones versus Trey Lance, only because everybody knows the Jets are kidding, but that's why I say, you know what? Be careful about the Jets, because they're looking. And as I said, I asked Shay. I said, you know what? He's got all the arm talent in the world, but Zach Wilson didn't look like this in 2019. He did in 2020 with a different league. Can he do this? And he's going to come into the NFL. That's going to thwart a lot of what he likes to do because the defense is just more ferocious. So we'll see what you're thinking. Nothing over here? All right. Anyway, big show. Jimmy is clearly the man, Ronbo. Dollar bill will on crack. Oh, God. Big show, thanks for that contribution. Steven. Steven? It's going to be interesting to see, though, if they do indeed pick Mac Jones. That's going to really piss people off really quick. Marion!
What's up, man? What's going on?
Marion, man, we're looking around because, and why I say Mac Jones is probably not the pick is because one thing about the 49ers that they've made clear in each and every year and every draft, whoever you think we're picking, we ain't picking.
Ronbo, sorry about that.
So what do you think?
Oh, you got two people on the line.
Oh, okay. Steven, we have to come back to you. I guess that must be Steven. Marion's on right now. We'll be back, Steven. All right. Go ahead, Marion.
Yeah, man. I called the other night, and I fell asleep, man. So listen,
okay.
I was very aggravated about this quarterback situation because you know how I feel about Garoppolo. But as in for Matt Jones, listen, tell me one quarterback from Alabama outside of Joe Namath that has came in NFL and just made noise in the league? Just name one. I'll wait. Greg McElroy, trash. AJ McCarron. I'm sorry, he went to Georgia. Tua, he trash. I mean, come on, man. Come on, dude.
Barrett,
you know what I'm saying?
you know it's a good point that you make, though? Bama's team is so talented and stacked at every position. The quarterback's job is made really, really easy.
Exactly, because everybody is open when they're playing the teams in the SEC and a couple of teams outside of the conference. Alabama have a very soft schedule, okay? If anybody who knows college football, Alabama's schedule is very soft. So, of course, you're going to have Dante Smith.
Let me give a shout-out to DeBeal, who lives in Bama and hates the Crimson Tide like nobody's business for some of the reasons you're stating right now. Go ahead, Barrett. Give us more.
Bro, Alabama, Nick Saban have pretty much finessed the college football league, okay? You know what I mean? He don't play, anytime he play out of conference games, it's always at a neutral site. He's not going to come to your house. He's going to meet you at a neutral site.
Is that right?
So I'm just being real now.
I didn't know about this.
So, yeah, Matt Jones, yeah, he was okay in 2019, and 2020 was pretty much a watered-down season based on how everything went down with COVID and stuff. I'm not, look, if for us to give up 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick for Matt Jones, I would literally block Kyle Shanahan off Twitter and John Lynch. Because that'd be the most dumbest decision you could ever do. It would be almost as in drafting Solomon Thomas. That's how bad it would be.
Let's not go there again, please.
I guarantee you. I'm telling you, Matt Jones is not the answer.
Man, Dwight Lyle wants to know why the bleep did Bama beat Ohio State like that then?
Well, Ohio State is trash. Ohio State don't play nobody either. Ohio State shouldn't even be in the national championship. No, they play 6 games. Let's just be real. They play they play a real short season. So
you know what?
They shouldn't even been there. They wasn't deserving.
Another thing I'm not aware of. How many teams only played less than double digits?
Everybody in the Big Ten, Ohio State, Michigan, the Big Ten. Because the Big Ten, the Big Ten and the Pac-12 were the 2 conferences that decided that they wanted to play late.
I do remember
and
that. And
basically,
I just didn't thought about it.
Yeah, and basically, it was just to push Ohio State in there so they could be in that championship, which they wound up making it, but they didn't plan about it. But the point I'm trying to make is Alabama does not produce NFL talent that much. The offensive line, the O-line players do not be good in the NFL. A lot of defensive players are good in the NFL. Alabama don't push players in the NFL like that. They just be real.
And we know what Ruben did. And if it's not that, there's mentally something wrong with him.
Exactly. So the only player right now from Alabama that really have shown his ass is Derrick Henry. That's the only one as of late.
True.
And you could kind of give Mark Ingram a little bit of glimpse, but outside of that, man, Alabama don't put out no talent like that, bro. They just keep this junk real. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you. Let's go draft Kyle Pitts at 3. Go draft Kyle Pitts at 3, because Kyle Pitts is the best player to draft in my opinion. If it ain't Trevor Lawrence. People say
he doesn't. He's not a linebacker per se. He's not gonna block for you or anything like that. But I'm saying, you know what though? That's Brian Lloyd. That dude.
Man, them people ain't seen what I seen. Them people see what I seen, dog. That dude could play. He could do anything. He's 6'6" with a vertical, like a 43-inch wingspan, some crap like that.
His arms go on forever. And he's strong. Usually a guy with long arms can't bench. Like Pitts is throwing that weight around. Do you know how mangled up a defender's? Oh, I don't want to play against Kyle Pitts. As long as he doesn't go to the NFC West. If we have to see him one time a year or something like that every now and then, but man, Pitts is going to be a problem.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it short because I'm not gonna hold everybody up.
Yeah, because we're out of
The
time.
last point I want to make is,
Real quick.
of course, Kyle Pitts is really he could take George Kittle's job. That's how good he is. Okay, but this year is not the year to draft a quarterback. It's really next year is the year to draft a quarterback. So personally, I don't think we shouldn't do it. But look, we haven't drafted a great quarterback since Joe Montana. So let's just keep that real. And so we'll see. We'll see, man.
Yeah, because it's coming out of
Good
college.
talking to you, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Man, good stuff, fam. I've been enlightened by a few things, especially about college football. I had no idea they played a handful of games.
Hey.
That is not a big enough test. Well, hey, but we'll be back Sunday.
All right, man. Thank you.
You too, Marin.
Yep.
It's pretty funny, though. Marin, he did put some facts out there about Bama. DeMille, I know you enjoyed that. Bitch, Paul III says, Mac Jones looks like the kid from my three sons. What was your name? Charlie Rodriguez. Charlie, thanks for that contribution. And big boy Luis, the front office never leaks anything unless they want to. It's all smoke. Nobody in the media has ever predicted our moves. It's Fields or Wilson, which is probably right, you know, because this is just, except for Nick Bosa. There was a lot of us that knew Nick Bosa was going to be the guy, and the media was floating around. Josh Allen, Quinnen Williams, which one was going to be. There was an argument for each and every one of them. But Quinnen Williams next to the Forrest Buckner, look out now. You know, Josh Allen would be a beast coming off the edge. He's got more talent than Nick. He can do so many more things. He drop back in coverage. I said, forget about it. Nick is from pedigree that will not be denied. So he is definitely going to come in. We just did that. Hey, and we did. Go back to Steven.
Hey, Ronbo. Sorry about that. When you
Nice.
called me the first time, I accidentally hung up trying to press the mute button.
It's okay, Steve. We got you straightened out now, man. Steve, tonight we're talking about the thoughts on all these big speculations and predictions. Chris Sims has pretty much lost his mind. He's contributed this whole show to telling everybody Kyle's going to pick up Mac. Maybe even Kyle are working together this year. I don't know. But Sims has completely gone off on a tangent, and several other people, too. Are these people right? Do you agree with any of them?
No. I'm going to say this right out the gate. The one time I ever agreed with anybody, really, was when you posted about Shannon Sharp. Kyle Shanahan wants a quarterback that's consistent. He doesn't care about what you could do, like he doesn't care how fast you can run. He doesn't care how flashy you are of a quarterback. Mm-hmm. He wants consistency in his QB. Mm-hmm. And you know who has those stats? You know who has those stats all together in spades?
Who's that?
Minus interceptions. Mm-hmm. The two top QBs is Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. Going from 2018 to 2020, those two QBs have the most consistent numbers, stats put all together. They have been in such close proximity of each other in terms of points and everything that I feel like Justin Fields might get picked up first before Kyle Shanahan looks at Mac Jones' way. Because he wants someone who has and you have to remember, too, Justin Fields and Kyle Shanahan have met prior to, Justin Fields going to college. He had went to the training camp. He had personally met Kyle Shanahan long before. So there's already that connection between him and Fields. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I see us picking up Justin Fields more than any other quarterback.
Fields had a couple of games, though, where he threw an excessive amount of INTs. What do you think that was about? That was just having a bad day, just one of those things, or is that something that you probably? I didn't realize he only played a handful of games, and if a couple of those games had him throwing a lot of INTs, was that because of the defense or preparation? Or what do you think that was attributed to?
It has to be. It comes down to the defense, Ronbo. I mean, we all thought the same thing about Pat Mahomes. We thought, we're never going to see more than, maybe 2 or 3 interceptions from him. Buccaneers solved him quick. They figured out how he works and what he does and put a stop to that immediately. Yeah. If you look at Justin Fields' interception record going from 2018, he's had 0 interceptions going from 2018, 3 in 2019, and 6 this year. Zach Wilson has been 3, 3-3-3. Or, yeah, all his seasons. He's thrown 3 interceptions for every season he's been in his college years. So he's thrown as much as Zach Wilson has in 2 years compared to Zach Wilson has in 3 years.
Yeah, it sounds good.
But does that really, I mean, if you really think about it, obviously you're going to have, one bad game. It's college. It's going to happen. You're going to get figured out quick. But if you're looking at stats and you see who does better in the pocket when under pressure, it goes to Justin Fields, hand in hand. The man knows how to move. He knows where to look. If you get in Zach Wilson's head, it's game over for him.
Really?
He forgets where to look.
Does he get shaken?
Yeah, he gets shaken. If you look at some of his playing from I'm trying to remember what team it was because I was researching everything prior to this phone call and prior to yesterday too. Go ahead.
Does coolness start at the college level? He can't have that. That's got attitude because then you go into Nick Mullins type situation where you can't get a grip after you've made a mistake, or the fear factor comes in because you start to think they know something, and you start doing weird things. You know what though? That can be psychologically lifted. I really do. If you build a confidence in a quarterback, he can get over that. But that's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize
easily.
it about him. So,
but there's one thing I think, I forgot who said it. One of the sportscasters said it. He goes, this is a year where all these top QBs either become MVP straight out the gate or become absolute wash.
Yeah.
And, Zach Wilson is no stranger to that either. He's definitely on that chopping block of either you're going to be top dog or you're going to be exactly what everyone thought you were, which was just a flash in the pan.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, we're not going to start him off first, but it would be nice to see him, it would be nice to have a preseason to see these new QBs come out the gate and kind of display what they have. But I see the 49ers going with Justin Fields just with familiarity from the Shanahans and knowing that him and Shanahan pretty much think alike.
That's got to be a plus. And Shanahan's already talked to him probably in length. So, yeah, he could be the guy. In fact, the only thing I see coming now is the Jets are sitting back quietly watching everything unfold. And Justin Fields seems like the guy, right? Probably beyond Zack. They say Justin is, some people are thinking Justin is probably better than Trevor Lawrence. So, I can see the Jets. Okay, they're going to take Trevor. All right. Sorry, Kyle. Wilson's.
Either way, Ronbo.
Yeah.
At number 3, it's still a win for us.
Hey,
remember,
the 49ers think so
like I said,
as well. Because that's why they traded up to that position. Any of the top 3.
Yeah, exactly. Trevor's number 1. Obviously, he's going to go to the Jaguars. Thankfully, George Kittle isn't going to the Jaguars like he said he was going to yesterday, gave me a damn heart attack. But it's going to go Trevor to Jaguars.
And
probably, Justin to Jets.
Yeah.
And us, Zack.
There you go.
Anyways,
one or the other you can't lose.
Taking up all your time.
We got to go, fam. And yeah, we'll see you Sunday. Good stuff.
Okay.
All right.
See you Sunday.
All right. There you go. Phoenix Brothers says, Ronbo, who do you think the Niners draft? Oh man, I kind of think it's going to be Fields, just because everybody's saying Mac. Because if one thing Kyle will change his mind just because everybody thinks I'm going to take Mac Jones. Actually, I was going to take Mac Jones, but just because everybody said that, I'm taking Fields. NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC. If Kyle takes Mac Jones, Kyle needs to be fired for taking a guy with a beer belly and professional sports. You do wonder, does Mac work out? My God, that is not a football player's body. Phoenix Brothers, Ronbo, what do you think? Didn't we just do that? Hey, Tom. Thanks for the contributions, guys.
Hello?
Yes, Tom. Come in, Tom.
What's happening?
Tom, we're talking about, oh my God, the speculation's getting out of control. Everybody said Mac. Kyle, his dude is M. Jones. Are they lying?
This is absolutely preposterous.
Most people feel that way.
There's no way in hell they're getting Mac Jones. What's with this thing about they're pigeonholing Kyle? He only wants Kirk Cousins, the pocket passer. He runs his dad's offense.
Mm-hmm.
And what was Mike Shanahan's most successful years? Steve Young.
With Steve, of course, and also Elway.
Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Elway. That's 3 Super Bowls right there. I think Kyle wants to expand his playbook. They don't want some statue back there, but Mac Jones isn't really a statue. He's more mobile than Jimmy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But
you know what though?
But if they wanted Mac Jones, why not move up to 6 or 7 or not?
Well, yeah,
3?
there's no need to dash up the board that fast. You know what though? In the beginning, they're going to look a lot like Jimmy, CJ, and also Nick. Here's the thing. What I took from that, if they all look like that, that's not them. That's Shanahan. So Shanahan hopes that you'll insist upon you doing what he says, because it's like Chris Sims says, and I fully agree. Shanahan's like a guy with a joystick on the side, not a joystick, well, a control. He wants to control everything the quarterback and the game goes, because the Shanahans are so arrogant in their thinking. They believe whatever their formula is, it is the one that's going to win. So this is why it's kind of a scary thing to think. Even if he gets Justin Fields, he's going to insist, Justin, listen, I want you to know that in my offensive system, there's always going to be a guy open. You don't need to think about running. You just need to focus on that field and get rid of that ball. What I want you to do is get rid of that ball quickly, and you won't have those kind of problems. And this is why you always see quarterbacks struggle with Shanahan's offense in the beginning. This is why I know Jimmy Garoppolo, if given a chance this year, you're going to see a whole other thing. But you bring in a new quarterback, he's going to have to go through those motions too. But we'll see. But go ahead.
That's true.
Give me more.
That's true. That's the problem with Fields. He doesn't have a really quick release. I guess that's why they like Mac Jones. He's quick release. What else was I saying?
Hello, Ronbo. Did you miss me?
I can tell, Tom, you guys have a fun relationship. She's very alluring, isn't she? Of course we
when she walks in, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah.
I can see the pressure you're under constantly. Oh, God.
Well, if that's all I got to worry about, then I'm good.
Yeah. Tom.
But let's see. But Justin Fields, I think that could be coached, right? And and
he's going to take a while to do Shanahan style football, but as everybody believes, with all his upside, he could be really dynamic though after a while. Is what his wife is asking a question?
How can you even? She can't hear you though.
Okay.
Ronbo.
Maybe put you on speaker. What?
Hello, Ronbo. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Do you know who you're talking to when you talk to Tommy Huxley?
Oh, boy.
Has he told you?
No.
Has he told you?
Not yet. What is
Do you know who he is?
What is he going to tell us?
He's a bit famous, eh?
Tommy is?
Do you know?
Yeah. Well, I think he is.
You know?
Okay, I do now.
He loves football, yes. But do you know what else?
He doesn't know.
He's one of the most famous guitarists.
No, I'm not.
He's you can look him up on YouTube.
I'm going to.
No, he's an actual musician. He's played many great stages.
Is that right?
He's rather humble, eh?
It sounds as if. And may I ask, and what is your name?
Anna Maria.
Anna Maria. Anna Maria, this is news I've got to Google as soon as we get through. Tommy Huxley.
Promise me, Ronbo.
I promise. Is it rock? Is it classic? I mean, what kind of guitar are we talking here?
Oh my God, he plays the blues.
It's basically blues rock.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
On the vein of like Eric Clapton type of thing, or what?
Yeah, it's even better.
Oh, Clapton's a racist, man.
I had no idea about Clapton. Grafton can't be a racist. He likes a lot of black blues players. Actually, he even done a couple of numbers with them.
That's true.
He's a wannabe. He wants to be black.
I know he said some stuff before, but
But Ronbo,
Well.
when you get a chance, it's Tommy Huxley's Blue Avenue.
I didn't want to go off topic here. I'm sorry.
I know
We're talking about the Niners.
Listen,
Bye, Rector.
Tommy, Andrea, I love you too. Listen, we're out of time now. That was fun, though. Well, let's talk football on Sunday. Let's tell them what it's going to develop. Okay, Tommy?
Yeah, sorry we went off topic because I had a lot to say. But
it was so interesting that it's okay. It was fun. All right, Tom.
all right, well, you have a blessed night, and
Happy Easter
we'll talk to you
weekend.
Sunday.
All right, looking forward.
Yeah, happy Easter to you.
Thanks, fam. All right, good night.
Go Niners!
Seriously, look up Tommy Huxley.
The hell,
Coach, Coach Timo says, "Oh, yeah. Thanks for the contribution, guys. Coach, thanks, Coach. Oh God, this show we always take into different directions, don't we? Hey, Tony. Tony.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Tony, Tony, I guess got Tommy Huxley and Anna Marie, so I'm doing great. Aren't they adorable?
They sound feisty. They sound like they're a lot of fun, actually.
They do,
like
don't they?
blues guitarists and all that. I'm wondering if they're calling in from the UK. I don't know though.
I know. Well, no, probably no, they're not. We can assure you that we got their ID. But your comments during the course of the Shay's draft were interesting, and also you touch upon the expectation by all the analysts. And I never know this time of year as to why they say and do the things they do. But is Mac Jones impossible to your thinking of happening?
No, Mac Jones is not impossible. There are quite a few people out there who think Mac Jones is legit. I'm not. I think Mac Jones is probably going to be a decent NFL quarterback. I don't think he's worth number 3, but I've seen a lot of people on 49ers Twitter just talking about how consistent he is. My main concern with Mac Jones personally is just that I don't think he was worth trading up for 3 first-round picks and a 3rd draft pick for. I mean, like we probably could have traded with the Eagles and gotten him at 6. So, but at the same time, it's going to be all about what Kyle wants more than anything else. It's going to be what Kyle wants. And at the end of the day, if Kyle determines Mac Jones to be his guy, then that's what it's going to be. And he's going to live or die by Mac Jones. And at the same time, I think Kyle's going to be able to be successful with any of the top 5 quarterbacks that are coming out of the draft this year in the long term, just because that's what kind of a dynamic coach he is. And so I'm excited for it. I really don't want it to be Mac Jones just because the value prospectus for me is not there with him. And since we traded up that many picks, we either win the lottery and somehow, Wilson or Lawrence falls to us at 3. And most likely, I think it'll be Fields. But I wouldn't be upset either if it was Trey Lance.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean,
and would Kyle do that? Because, Tony, just from what you're saying, Kyle has his quirkiness. And if he decides that Trey does not check his boxes, they will trade out of that spot. Yeah. Trying to recoup their picks and everything else. We'll be sitting here watching in horror. Kyle, what did you just do? We're going to do that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the other thing that has to do with it is that they already have their starter for next year in Jimmy. So, I mean, they may trade him if some other team blows him away. But the way I look at it, Jimmy G is insurance for the future. Because, and that's why I think it also behooves the 49ers to draft a high upside guy because they can sit behind Jimmy until the trade deadline or heck, even all season. And I don't have a problem with that. I really don't have a problem with that at all. Because remember, we have 2 years left on Jimmy G's deal. So, look what having, a first-round quarterback did to Aaron Rodgers last year. Now, Jimmy isn't Aaron Rodgers, but light a fire under his behind. He's been paid a lot of money to sit through a lot of games, and let's see how good Jimmy can be, and then groom the next guy. Because in 3 years, no matter one way or another, I don't think the 49ers are going to be able to re-sign Jimmy Garoppolo. So there has to be the next guy.
Yeah, you got to have a rookie quarterback. We've got a lot of big signings. You got Nick coming up. You got to deal with Fred coming up. Javon Kinlaw, what if he blows up? Yeah, it's all about the money at this point. And if Jimmy goes buck wild and just gets PO'd and looks awesome for the next 2 years, it's going to be kind of weird, the pressure from Bay Area fans, Niner fans, period, as to what to do with Jimmy. And from a perspective of funding, you've got to do what you got to do, right? So we'll see. Yeah. That's going to be interesting.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, and also don't forget this is the 49ers. Back 25 years ago, we had Joe Montana, Steve Young, and Steve Bono on the roster all at the same time. Yeah. So it's not a bad problem to have too many quality quarterbacks. And best case scenario, Jimmy G balls out. We win the Super Bowl. I mean, they talk about year 5 of his deal, or they trade him off for 2 first-round draft picks next offseason. And I would be very, very content with that. And yeah, at the end of the day, I just want to make a comment too about Shea's draft. I respect that draft a great deal. My concerns are all height, weight, speed with his defensive backs. But I like the approach that he took. I really liked Quincy Roche with the 3rd round draft pick. I think I side with my man Ryan Sakamoto, who says Roche is the best edge rusher in this draft. And if we can get him,
that's saying something. Right.
Yeah, that is saying something. So I really like that pick. And it's just my thing is, if we're going to be going to the draft, we've got to be looking forward, not backward. And I want next level athletes with physical presence. At DB, someone who's over 6 feet tall, although he took Newman from Northwestern with number 2. But the later round defensive back, 5'10" guy, again, normal DB size, but I'd rather see like a St. Just or, someone bigger than that. And then with the 5'9" wide receiver, as a punt returner, I think he'd be fantastic. Great top end speed, but I'd rather see Simi Fayoko from Stanford, who also is 6'4". But then, Shea went and drafted a 6'4" guy the following round. So again, I really don't have very many problems with what he did. I just personally want to see better height, weight, speed guys going forward, to compete, especially at DB against DeAndre Hopkins and DK Metcalf. We've been over that a whole bunch.
So true. And I don't know how long A.J. Green's going to last with the Cardinals, but he will have to be dealt with next year. Yeah. So, you're right.
Absolutely. Anyway, all right, Ronbo, I know you got other people to talk to, but thanks for having me on the program, sir. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, sir.
All right.
Aloha.
Aloha. Talk to you later. Oh yeah. And let's see. And Coach, thanks, Coach. Coach says, let's get that GM mock draft in. Do one every year, last 4 years, and you're going to do one this year too, Coach. I meant to get back to you this week. Week after next, actually. Okay, let's get. I got some good picks and love some of the previous ones too. Go Niners. Thanks, Coach, the contribution. And Coach also said, hit that like for Ronbo. Too many here not to be hitting that like. Ronbo rocks. Good. Go 49ers. Thanks, Coach. Jay.
Ronbo.
Jay, I'm glad you called. I can't wait to hear what you got to say because I know you, and there's no way you are Bama throwing Big Mac Jones type of guy. Hey, Jay, everybody says bring the Mac. Return of the Mac. There he is, return of the Mac. Bring him to San Francisco. What do you think?
Man, I love it. Keep it up. Kyle Shanahan know what he's doing, man. You know what I mean? You got Chris Sims on his payroll right now. You know what I mean? He got Chris Sims. He got Chris Sims putting it out there. And then he had the press conference.
I agree. Because Sims is working too hard, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I like what they're doing because they don't want the Jets to fall in love with Justin Fields. I'm telling you.
Jay, that's a good point. Too much is being said about Fields. He looks too good. And the best thing the 49ers could do is try to talk the Jets out of it.
Yeah. Because look, this is sign tell if he's going. If he don't have another pro day, you already know. Because they flew out there, John and Kyle flew out there that night to meet Adam Peters and Rich, the quarterback coach.
Yep. It's a ploy. It's a ploy.
So if Justin Fields don't have another pro day, they don't want nobody else getting no second and third opinions on them changing their mind. ain't gonna trade up for no Mac Jones, man. Look, he got Kirk the floors just like they trying to talk about everybody else. He had DUI all football season as a freshman. He looked like he got bed belly, so he be drinking. And look, he wasn't even serious.
he does drink.
Even,
we know that. He got busted for drinking.
He wasn't even serious on his pro day. He was laughing, joking, giggling around like it wasn't like this ain't business out here.
He may have been drunk. You know, in fact, Jay, Mac Jones, Cynthia Freeland doesn't even have taken in the first round. He's a second-round pick.
He is. They hyping him up right now. I'm telling you. Watch he fall. He's gonna fall. He's not. And then you look at Justin Fields' tape. You know what I mean? Look at 2019 tape. He a play-action quarterback. He rolls out. He stands in the pocket to the last second. The little things that he got to work on, everybody got to work on something coming out of college.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Even if he have a couple of turnovers a game, we went with Jimmy turning the ball over, and Jimmy don't bring that extra dimension and that strong look, he's the most accurate deep ball passer in the game. You don't think Kyle missed throwing the ball deep when he was in Atlanta, when he was in Cleveland? He's trying to open this offense back up. And Justin is durable. You know what I mean? He's tough. He hurt his knee, came back and played. Hurt his ribs, came back and played.
Yeah. Yeah, you can come back from those kind of. If you have a leg injury and come back on the field and play, you really are good. But the body, ribs, you can't breathe. You had a rib injury before, right? You can't breathe. How you go? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
And he came back and threw 6 touchdowns. You know what I mean? And then I heard one person talking about Alabama and now playing. They playing the toughest conference in college football. Period. There's no other tough. They ain't got to go nowhere and play. They the top dogs. We the kings. You come play us in this new fight. We're not coming. For what?
But Jay, one thing about Bama, his observation on quarterbacks.
They some garbage.
Yeah, I don't know. That's bizarre. They can come in and clean house every. Jay, they're going to be in the conference championship. They're going to be in the national championship next year. At least fighting for it.
Oh, yeah.
This is every single year. And how does that? I don't understand why they can't have a quarterback just make it.
Hey, but you see that Nick, because they were so happy when they got what's his name? Tua when he came in as a freshman for Jalen Hurd.
Right.
Jalen Hurd couldn't pass the ball. That was the best quarterback they ever had. Matt Jones ain't what it is. They just hyping him up. Watch him fall down. He might fall down to the teams if we don't pick him up.
Well, the Panthers.
Panthers don't want him. They ain't gonna tie their future to Matt Jones.
You know, if I'm any team that didn't get the quarterback I wanted, and I'm like 9 or 10, Kyle Pitts, where is he?
No.
God, that's gonna be a monster.
Kyle Pitts ain't going out of the top 5.
I know.
Top 6. Yeah, I'm a Florida Gator fan, so yeah, he's a man. You know what I mean? He a beast out there.
There's no way he's going to the NFC West. Everybody spent their picks are too low, so I ain't got to worry about that. I ain't gonna worry about it.
We ain't got to worry about that. He's probably going to Atlanta anyway, so we'll be all right.
Jay, good stuff. As usual, we got to go. I know you rolling. I'm going to see you Sunday if you get a chance, all right? Happy Easter weekend.
Hey, Ronbo, have a blessed Easter
Thanks,
weekend.
man.
Hey, that's me on Twitter, too, trolling you, Jay Wilson.
Oh, that's I've been working Jay Wilson the whole time. That's you. Okay, now I know who I'm talking to. I can back off.
All right. No, keep it going.
I will not.
You know
I know you're a prankster. I ain't gonna mess with you.
Hey,
I'm glad you told me.
You're gonna love Justin Fields next week.
I'm looking for.
Bang, bang, another game.
Be careful out there, Big J. Talk to you later.
Already, thank you, bro. Thank you much.
Thank you, Bill. I should actually know. People have been messing with me on Twitter and they know how to push my buttons. I probably know every last one of y'all. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? That's right. I called a truce for Easter weekend anyway. Jay. Hey, Mr. Black Eyes 22, something is about to happen that we don't expect. We signed players we got back. The huge trade we did, so I expected a swerve of some kind. Go Niners. Mr. Black Eyes. That's interesting. Hey, Curtis.
Hey, how you doing, Ronbo?
Curtis, doing all right, man. I'm like, everybody else. What in the world we doing here? But what is this, Mac Jones? Every time you open up your phone for your notifications, you go into your computer. There's the Jones boy being connected at the hip with Kyle Shanahan. Is this a joke? Chris Sams needs to stop. He's getting carried.
Justin Field. It's not. It's going to be Trey Lance, I think.
I like that, Curtis. Explain.
He played his offense was in a pro style offense. He called out his own protections. He read the defense. The kid has a big arm. He can make all the throws in the NFL. He has touch too. I watched him play. I like what I see from him. I want him to be our next quarterback. And he's not like he can run.
I like him too. I just didn't want to take a side because I don't watch enough college football, so I feel kind of ignorant. But when he runs down the field, when he breaks away and that huge arm you talk about, I said when he's running down the field, it's like a truck. I like that. I find that amusing. And people trying to tackle him get hurt.
Yeah. He's a more fit Patrick Mahomes. You could tell like Patrick is a little bit more stocky. He hits the gym a lot more than Patrick. Yeah. So
Patrick's got a gut. I noticed that last year too. Yeah.
And if he has to take off, he'll take off. But he would rather throw. And we all know Shanahan wants you to throw. He would rather throw, and he can make those reads. I want him to be our quarterback. He's the right choice.
That's going to be interesting because nobody's going to get mad about that. They're going to be surprised because Justin Fields is the flavor of the week. I don't know if that's going to change between now and draft night, but Justin Fields gets more love than anybody. And then there's Zack, whom everybody's already realized probably going to the Jets. Nobody's Trey Lawrence, forget about it. But then you have the choices you're making now: Mac, Lance, or Fields.
Yeah, forget not Lance. I'm sorry. Forget Mac. He is not even. He's a younger, cheaper version of Jimmy / Kirk Cousins. I mean, do we really want to go through that another 10, 15 years and keep getting disappointed? It's not worth it. You need someone who has a higher ceiling, upside, bigger talent, and that's Lance. I mean, if Wilson was available, which he's not going to be, I definitely would take Wilson over Lance. But as of right now, it's Lance for me.
And you very well could be right. If the Jets aren't sniffing around and making their thoughts, because Jets aren't. I keep looking at the Jets just to see what they're doing and thinking. All they're talking about is keeping Darnold, but they don't seem to be committed toward any names. So say, okay.
They may shock
playing possum. Okay.
They may shock everybody and draft Fields, and then Lance drops down to 3. Then you got to pull the trigger. Not Lance on Wilson. You got to pull the trigger on Wilson. You don't let him drop further. As much as I like Lance, Wilson, you have to pull the trigger.
I think from what I hear about him, making all the throws he makes, Kyle's got to like that. He likes natural throwers. So that'll be a point in his favor, too. So you take Wilson over Lance then?
Yep, if he's available. If Wilson's not available, then it's Lance all day for me.
Yeah, okay. Because it's going to be interesting on draft night. I still think the Jets are up to something that nobody's going to be knowing until draft night.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping either way, we're gonna have our future quarterback. I just hope it's not Matt.
Brace yourself, though. Kyle, you know, he may see something there that we're not noticing, or he's ignoring something that we notice. You know, it's a number of things. We'll find out. But what else, fam?
Another thing, I mean, think about like all the quarterbacks that won the Super Bowl, like Elway, Young. I mean, they weren't like Garoppolo or Jones. They were able to move, get out of danger.
Be careful on that, though. As I mentioned earlier, with Kyle Shanahan, what you're seeing from those quarterbacks we've had, Garoppolo included, it looks like everybody goes through some kind of a same training. They all look similar in the pocket. We're going to see, though, if Kyle's going to allow anything beyond his regimen to system. I want to see what happens if they do. I do want to see him get Fields or anybody like that. I want to see if they're given a short leash to bust out of that pocket. We'll see.
I mean, when he had RG3, he didn't really put him on a leash when he was in Washington.
They didn't have a choice. They wrote a different program for RG3. That wasn't Shanahan's football. But anyway,
that's
Chris,
true too. Yeah.
Let's see you Sunday and see what develops between now and then. All right, fam.
All right. Night, Ronbo.
Night, Curtis. Was it? Rebel D. Rebel Mac Jones does remind me of Matt Ryan. And that's what everybody's saying. See, that's if you're not a Matt Ryan fan, or if you are a Matt Ryan fan, it doesn't matter. If Kyle is still a Matt Ryan fan, be careful here. Don't get your feelings too tied up. Santana!
Doing, man?
Santana, man, we're sitting back here tripping, man, on the news. It's just rolling. It's picking up momentum like it did with Solomon T.
No.
Remember that year in 2017, Solomon T worked his way up the chart?
Oh, yeah.
Solomon T was like down around 18, and every week going toward the draft, Solomon T was getting higher and higher in the ranking, and I kept laughing. Man, ain't nobody picking up no Solomon Thomas.
Hey, Ronbo,
yeah.
that draft, man, that's the draft that Sean Watson came out, right?
Yeah. Mahomes?
Yeah, I remember.
They all came out.
It was.
Trubisky, Mahomes. You're right.
Yeah, I remember. I was waiting for the pick, and I honestly thought that they were going to pick Deshaun Watson. And when they said Solomon Thomas, I was confused because I had never heard of the guy. And I had other guys above. I honestly didn't hear about the guy. So yeah, but yeah, Ronbo, I mean, yeah, the news is crazy, man. I mean, when I hear these guys talk, I just stop, man. When they say Mac Jones at number 3, I'm like, what are you guys watching, man? Like, I just want to grab, it just pisses me off, man. I just want to grab him by the neck and slap him around a little bit, wake him up a little bit. Like, what are you guys watching? Like, no, yeah. But I mean,
but you saw
Ronbo,
you saw that interview with Kyle the other day, right? He started talking about. I thought he was gonna start crying at one point when he started talking about Kirk Cousins, man. He started really missed him and talked about him like he was just fabulous. Okay. See that, Kyle, Kyle, Kyle. So you never know about Kyle. He could be, but Kyle's kind of an honest guy. He doesn't BS a lot.
I mean, Ronbo, he takes pride because I think Kirk Cousins was a 4th round pick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he takes pride that he's the one that discovered him, and I think that's really what it is, and stuff. But I mean, dude, Ronbo, for me, the guys is clear as day is Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence. It's 1 and 2, or so.
Or vice versa.
Either of those guys are worth a 1st round pick. I mean, these guys have been in competition with each other since high school, and they've beaten each other out. One guy wins, the other one wins sometimes, Yeah. So it's been back and forth, and I mean, it's clear as day. And to think that other guys, Zach Wilson's good. Don't get me wrong. He's a stud. He throws the ball nice, stuff like that. But for me, he's a number 3, and there's other. Mac Jones is not near the top 5 for me, to be honest. I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to convince me that he's the top 5. If that was the case, if we moved up to go to 3rd to pick up a Mac Jones, we could have just traded for Mitchell Trubisky. We could have just signed Mitchell Trubisky. We could have just signed a guy like
Mitchell
that.
Trubisky too, though. I remember that. I thought Mitchell Trubisky was the best quarterback to be picking up that year.
Yeah.
Because I thought the rest of the guys, Kyle is not going to work with that. But yeah, Mitchell Trubisky is not the guy.
No, he ain't. And so Mac Jones ain't the guy either, Ronbo. I mean, I know people say he can read defenses and stuff, this and that, and all this BS, all this stuff. Justin Fields can do the same thing too. But the thing is that Mac Jones, my argument, I know Justin Fields with Ohio State, a good team too. But my whole thing is that he has first-round talent all over him. O-line, great. Najee Harris, a stud. Devontae Smith, Heisman, winner. And when you go to the next level in the NFL, when you go to the next level in the NFL, the defense does a better job of hiding the coverage. You know what I'm saying? It's not as easy to read them, So, and then you have a less time to pass the ball and go through your reads in the NFL than in college. So, I mean, for me, I feel like Mac Jones is going to have a rude awakening when he goes to the NFL. To be honest, in my opinion, but that's just me. I mean, I'm just the guy calling in and giving out my opinion,
No, you're right, because all the glory boys coming out of college, only 2 or 3 that year when you had all those quarterbacks coming out in Trubisky's year, that was unusual. There's a lot of successful quarterbacks that year. You look at last year, wasn't that way?
Yeah, and look, the Jets. I mean, the Jets are going to be the Jets, man. I think they need other weapons besides a quarterback. I mean, their problem is not the quarterback. Their problem is the team around the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? If they draft Zach Wilson, I don't see Zach Wilson doing anything for him with the team they have.
See, that's why I think they're going to take Fields. They might, because Fields they have a problem with their offensive line, so Fields can escape pressure. Fields does all the things that you said, plus, and the 49ers, if they think the 49ers are going after Mac Jones, they know better than that. Because Jimmy, I mean, we got Bobby Saleh that said, listen, don't pay any attention to that. Kyle does not want Mac Jones. He wants Justin Fields. Why? And they'll go down there, okay, thank you, Bobby. And they go pick him up. It's scary.
And then one thing we know about the 49ers is that they don't leak anything, so, I mean, this could be smoke, this could be true, but who knows at the end of the day, and nobody knows. I don't know. The media doesn't know. Nobody knows besides Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and Jay Jordan what the pick is going to be.
Santana.
But Mac Jones ain't it, and hopefully
it better not be it. We got to go, fam. I tell you.
All right, man. Ronbo, you have a good one. Good talking, man.
You too. Talk to you Sunday.
All right, see you, man.
Thanks, man. And Interzone gave Mac, is that a big kiss? Mac Jones doesn't have a lot of fans, though. Even though, and I'm kind of neutral on this whole situation because I don't know these guys, because I don't watch enough college football. But Mac Jones, I'm seeing more and more love from Mac Jones. Hey, John.
Ronbo.
Peter Gorman says Alabama's a good college, buddy. Fields just slow reading defenses. John, are you taking all this in and processing, and is it affecting your thinking?
All these reports, I can care less about them because yesterday I was watching the Dan Patrick, clip because I was reading an article, and Dan Patrick says he has real sources. He says he has real sources. He was looking at his cell phone too, and he was scrolling. He says he has 2 sources in Santa Clara close to Kyle, and he was saying that if they did not trade up to number 3, he was going to draft 100% Mac Jones. Then his second source, he said, very, very good source. He said, Lynch wants Fields, Kyle wants Lance, and there's a little bit of beef between who they want. And then the source says that Kyle has the full power, so his source is saying Trey Lance. Now, I don't really want to believe in all this nonsense from Dan Patrick. Then yesterday, I read an article from SI Albert Brewer. He says he thinks Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to go nowhere because John Lynch wants a first-round pick because he doesn't want to give up his prize quarterback that he brought over from New England. And then this afternoon, NFL Network and a few other local news outlets said that the Niners are reporting out that they want a first-round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo. And a lot of teams are saying, we don't want to give up a first-round pick to get Jimmy Garoppolo. So now they're saying that Jimmy Garoppolo is staying. So there's so many things that are coming out which I can care less about because at the end of the day, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, they already know what they want to do, and we 49er fans are not going to be happy about it. And when it comes to Mac Jones, after his pro day, this thing came out that, he got arrested or DUI or whatever. It's so weird.
I saw it the other day.
But Chris Sims, he says, "Oh, I'm Kyle Shanahan's best friend. We went to the same college. We were roommates, and I know my best friend. He's going to get Mac Jones." Number one, Chris Sims, he works in the sports media. His job is to make stories so people can watch him. Kyle Shanahan, like he said in his press conference, we're friends, but he's in the media for a reason. I'm a coach for a reason. And Kyle Shanahan is probably, just telling Chris Sims, hey, I'm the head coach. I'm coaching an NFL franchise. What are you doing? So that's basically when it comes to all of these speculations. I don't believe them. It's, it is what it is. And a lot of it is smokescreen. And then the truth is,
okay,
why would
John, right there though, why would there be a smokescreen when you're at number 3? Are they concerned with the Jets? Because Trevor Lawrence is already, there's only one quarterback, one team they need to be dealing with, because Trevor Lawrence is definitely going to the Jaguars. I can't imagine that changing. But the Jets don't tell anybody what they're doing, not really.
So, for me, the Jets should draft an offensive tackle from Oregon, that Penei Sewell guy, because if they're committing to Sam Darnold, you have to protect his blind side. But say you go after another quarterback and you decide to keep Sam Darnold. That doesn't make any sense. That's idiotic and dumb. That's why Kyle Shanahan knows something that we don't know. He said, hey, if the Jets want to do something stupid, like Robert Saleh says, he doesn't want a quarterback because he's confident with, the offensive coordinator with Sam Darnold. But if the general manager wants a quarterback and they're going to keep both of them, it's just idiotic. So Shanahan is realizing, hey, it's better for us just in case they do that because we don't know what's going to happen with the Jets. There's going to be 2 quarterbacks. And then I was talking, face-to-face with Ryan Sakamoto, and I was telling him this point is that Kyle Shanahan, his father, John Elway, a guy in his late 30s, running in that famous touchdown. So, the Shanahans, they don't care if their quarterback can run. They don't want to sacrifice accuracy. That's why I believe, and I know a lot of people have been, attacking me on my YouTube channel, but I can care less. Trey Lance is that guy because he has a good arm. He can throw it deep. Yes, he played it in a conference that's not even Division I, but that makes a lot of sense. Now, if he wants the safer guy to develop, it's Justin Fields because Justin Fields needs developing. And Trey Lance can come in and he can learn. But Trey Lance, I saw an interview before he went to North Dakota. He said that while all these teams told me I couldn't play quarterback, I went to this school and I bowled out my redshirt freshman year. And he showed everybody why at one point he was better than Justin Fields. But he did not have that regular season to play. So that's why he's fallen. And that's why Justin Fields is moving up the board because they've been trying to push Justin Fields to San Francisco when we were at number 12.
Well, that's interesting stuff. You know, John, we're gonna go, but we'll see what's happening between now and Sunday. Whatever we're thinking now, I think we're gonna all have mind-altering moments coming up in the days ahead. But let's see you Sunday. Good stuff, John.
All right, Ronbo, just like always, like, comment, chat, super chat, and subscribe to this guy's channel. Thanks, Ronbo. Niners all day.
And John, what is your channel? What is your name? Are you 49ers? What name are you? If we click on, is you in the chat? John, did you hang up? Okay. Yeah, I meant to get John to promote his channel. Is John 49ers Ultimate Report? My God. I keep forgetting. 49ers Ultimate Report, that's John. See what he's talking about. He says people are attacking. Go over there and defend him. 256. You are is that Alabama? This is great. Oh, I hope it is. 256, hello.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, what is your name?
It's Dwight. My name is Dwight.
Dwight, you from Bama, right?
Yeah, I was in the chat. I'm glad you brought me on, Ronbo, man. I'm a long time faithful, my brother. Thank y'all for having me. Yeah. So,
we definitely want to hear from you. Explain the Mac attack, the tax on Mac, should I say? And are people wrong? Are they right? If anybody's gonna know, Dre, did you say Dre or Dwight?
Yeah, Dwight.
Me, yeah. Dwight.
Yeah, they wrong.
Are they wrong?
They wrong. Right. Let me say this, for the third pick, we're not going to pick Mac Jones. I'm a Mac Jones guy, all right? We're going to save that pick and get Deshaun Watson. That's just going to be coming down the pipe. We're going to take Jimmy Garoppolo down into the Texans so that we can get a first-round pick from them, you know what I'm saying, so that we can pick up a receiver or even an edge rusher or a middle linebacker if we decide to get rid of Warner. But however, let me talk about Mac Jones real quick. I know we got a limited time, all right? Trevor Lawrence, everybody, if you hear a lot of the contradictions, a lot of people talk about how Mac Jones had all this talent and all of this stuff, but nobody mentioned that Trevor Lawrence has a whole bunch of talent around him. Nobody mentions that Justin Fields has a whole lot of talent around him as well. Why is it there when it comes to Mac Jones, you contradict yourself and say he had a whole bunch of talent, but then at the same time you say Alabama players are bust? I don't get it, right? So
somebody mentioned that the other day too. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I don't understand. You know what I mean? First of all, he played in a system that was ran by Steve Sarkisian, who was the offensive coordinator at Atlanta. So some of those pro concepts came to Alabama, and Mac Jones picked up those concepts pretty quickly. Now, go back to the Senior Bowl. When Mac Jones was at the Senior Bowl, Mac Jones picked up the verbiage as well as the offense in a day from the Carolina Panthers.
Ooh.
Okay?
What?
Now, understand this. Mac Jones got his master's degree in 3 years. He can pick up an offense. So when you look at how Tom Brady plays the quarterback position, I'm not saying that he's Tom Brady. What I am saying is his brains is what's going to prepare him in the league, because Kyle Shanahan can actually scheme for a quarterback like him. And I'm not saying he's going to take us to the Super Bowl, but we definitely can go to the playoffs with Mac Jones, because he has the brains and actually to develop in that offense versus a Jimmy Garoppolo who cannot read a defense. Okay, he just can't read a defense.
That's in Mac Jones's resume too. Quick processor. So that pretty much supports what you just said. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and not only that, is Tom Brady beating people with his legs?
No.
Okay, has he ever beat anybody with his legs?
I mean, never. We're talking about one of the slowest combine 40s of all time.
Right. What did his body look like even when he came out of the combine? What did
Damn
he
near
look
as
like?
bad as Mac.
Yes. So now, Jimmy Garoppolo threw the wide open. I hear guys. I'm jumping because I'm trying to touch on just as many points as I can. But Jimmy Garoppolo overthrew a whole bunch of wide open receivers. We ain't got to talk about the Emmanuel Sanders overthrow, right? Mac Jones will hit that throw all day long. Okay. He'll make that throw every single time. That's the reason why Kyle Shanahan was down there to see what his deep ball looked like and see how the ball come out of his hand. He has a quick release. He processed defenses mighty quickly. Matter of fact, Sarkisian was noted of giving Mac Jones 3 plays, every single play call where he could make his own checks and audibles at the line of scrimmage. So that's the reason why Kyle Shanahan was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Bama fan. I know this. So a lot of you guys don't know nothing about Alabama football. I do. So Alabama quarterback.
That's right.
Alabama quarterback, right? It has nothing to do with Tua. Mac Jones is his own player.
Yeah.
He has nothing to do with Jay, right? He has nothing to do with Joe Namath or AJ McCarron or Blake Sims. None of them guys has nothing to do with how Mac Jones is going to play in the pros. So we need to stop using that
Dwight, one question though, when because you're watching SEC football, those weapons that Mac Jones was throwing to, I believe that team could play against any pro team in the league and do damage. I got Waddle, I got Devontae, I got that. What's that third guy's name? He's also a badass. I was like, man, look at this arsenal, and he got Najee. Is there anything better in the SEC?
Yeah, well. It's no one that has that type of talent. I agree, but everybody still can't play quarterback against the SEC defenses against the Georgias. Go back to when Mac Jones was thrown against Auburn, who had 2 defensive linemen who was in the first round, and he was thrown into one of the most hostile rivals in college football, which is Alabama and Auburn. He threw for 400. He threw for 400 against Auburn. Okay, he had 2 pick sixes, but he threw for 400 yards and had 4 TDs against that defense, which was a top 5 defense in the country that year. So he beat Michigan, who had a top 5 defense in the Verbo Citrus Bowl that same year. Then he come back and he beats Georgia this year and threw for over 400. So for people to say that Mac Jones can't play under pressure, if you go back and look at his tape, a lot of the touchdowns he threw, half of them was under pressure getting hit in the mouth. Okay? So I'm just saying, go look at your homework before you start looking at this guy making it look like he's going to be a bust. He may not be a bust, but I don't think he's going to make the 49ers thing.
At LSU's always got one of the best secondaries in the nation every year. We're going to see something's going to develop between now and draft night. You just know it to give us more information. So we'll see. Dwight, I'm telling you, man, that was a treasure trove of info. I loved it. Let's see you Sunday if you get a chance. Now we got your name.
I come back.
All right. Talk to you later, Dwight. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Go back.
See, there you go. See, this is why, from where I sit, because I don't pay attention to college football except for little glimpses here and there. See, I'll hear about everybody's favorites, and then here comes a defense all of a sudden from Mac Jones. I don't know what to think. Oh man, here's Rudy. Anyway, Rudy says, thanks for the contribution, Rudy. Kyle's never successfully drafted, coached up a young quarterback. Kyle drafted C.J. Beathard in 2017 and passed on Mahomes, Watson. That's all you need to know. Ouch. Rolling laughing emoji. Let's just move on. I made you fly, guy. Fly guy.
Ronbo.
Yeah. Fly guy, come on in, man.
What's good?
Fly guy, man, because we're sitting here like trying to figure out. I know how you feel about Mac Jones, but Dwight is from the Alabama area, and he watches Mac Jones, and he brought some truth to Mac Jones. May not be as bad as a lot of people think, but who do you want to see with that number 3 pick if it ain't going to be Mac Jones? And do you agree that Mac Jones is scaring you or not?
No. Whoever Kyle go with, I'm going to support it because remember last year?
Yeah.
When I was watching the Ronbo show, everybody calling in. What the heck I did? They straight up to get winning IU. They could have got Lamb. They got you feel me?
Yeah.
But who's the top training rookie last year? IU.
For the first part of the season,
Remember
if
that?
we had a normal season, I think Ayuk would have been just crazy good. He didn't get enough chances.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And he outshined all the guys that everybody wanted. They was like, what Kyle did? He straight up to get Ayuk. You would have got that. He went up and got Ayuk. So let him get his guy. He don't call in the plays.
And you know, when the 49ers trade up in the first round like that, they've got intel. They usually know somebody's going after somebody they got in mind. So they try to make a jump quick. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle wanted Ayuk. I don't think nobody was going to get him, but he wanted him. That means we ain't taking no chance. I want this guy, you feel me?
Yeah. So and that's what you got to do.
If you want Mac Jones, let him get Mac Jones. Because I like Mac Jones the way he thinks. He'll go deep on you.
He's not a bad thrower. He looked a little strange on his pro day, but
one thing you cannot tell. One thing you cannot tell from the college who's going to be the best player. You can't tell. But Kyle have a vision. He can pick the best player because he has the vision of how you want to run his offense. You feel me?
Yeah, that's.
He might get Justin Fields. He might be like Cam Newton, like a few passes there, but you know but Matt can be the one that he needs. We don't know. Let him get Matt. I support it. As long as he don't bring back Jimmy G.
Well, Jimmy's probably coming back to start the season, but you know what?
Jimmy ain't coming back.
Okay, but
if you Google search Jimmy G, you'll see rumors that start saying that.
Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty of rumors. We need
49ers, if nobody give any offer for Jimmy G, they're gonna cut him.
Okay, but the thing is, you look at the Jets are not saying anything. That tells me that the Jets have a plan. I can't imagine what it is. Justin Fields is probably considered by most the choice the 49ers should make if you can't get Zach Wilson. If the Jets pass and get Justin Fields, then, I don't know. I get a feeling they're going to do that. Then, of course, Zach Wilson comes to number 3. Or Trey, or Trey Lance.
I don't think so. Let Kyle get who he wants. It's like you're an artist in the booth. Somebody telling you, write it this way. But you know you can write your song this way. That's how I can spit it better. And he's saying, do it this way. Yeah. I know what he can do with him.
Yeah.
He probably can't use Justin.
No, you're right.
Let him get his guy. Right. And if he failed, then his job on the line. That's what it is.
I'm not going to be. You know what though? I'm ready. I am not going to be surprised. And with the 3rd overall pick, the 49ers select Mac Jones. Alabama. Yeah. I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to say, see that? Guys, you know what? Next year, at this time, we will not be fooled.
But Ronbo, listen, Ronbo. Everybody's saying, oh, he overthrew a pass. He underthrew a pass. But every quarterback that was in the pro days was really throwing 20 yards, 15, 30 yards. He was going like 50 yards, 60 yards. That's what Kyle like.
Well, you know,
and that could open the whole field for George.
It's a thing.
Imagine going way down.
Well, you got to be able to do it in a pro level because there's a lot of guys who Trubisky look awesome in college too. You know, you look at Jared Goff and Carson Wentz who are having troubles these days. A lot of guys look awesome in college, and then when they get to the pros and play with a bunch of grown men, it becomes a little different story. But it's the adjustment they got to make. This is why Jimmy's probably not going anywhere for the first next year because those guys come in, you don't know what you got. You gotta let them feel it out. Because then, if you got no starter and that rookie bails, now you got trouble. So we're gonna see.
Jimmy G ain't coming back, Ronbo. I'm telling you, he ain't coming back. If he come back, I owe you money, bro.
No, he ain't got to give me no money because he's got to come back though. He's got to start the season. 49ers, they still need their guy to get him off the block. And then, of course, let the rookie take over because they got to save money, if nothing else. Jimmy maybe stays one more year, possibly 2. Depends on if they get Trey Lance or not.
So, okay, if he was a general manager, you think that's a good decision for your team to have a guy at 26?
Yeah.
26.
I know.
At 26, and you only want him for 1 year. So why not 2-3 years?
You've already got the contract. He's got most of the money anyway. So you might as well stay there. What you got to keep in mind, Fly Guy, it's a Super Bowl ready team. You got the quarterback in place. if you bail on him and bring a rookie in, all of a sudden that's going to kill the morale in the locker room. Number one. Number two.
I'm not gonna keep a quarterback at $26 million that I'm gonna cut in 1 year.
Well, there you go.
That don't make no sense.
All right.
Yeah, it's like.
But we got to go, fam.
It don't add up.
We ran out of time though. Let's see you on Sunday, Fly Guy. Gotta have you on Sunday. All right.
Yeah.
Night. And it's Derek, the Jet fan. This is good. We got a call from Bama, and we got a Jet fan. Derek, get in here, man. Now, Derek.
What's up, Ronbo?
Derek, I am envisioning the Jets are sitting around. They're the guys caught in the crossfire, right? Between the Jacksonville and the 49ers. You got the Jets are sitting there. Nobody's talking about the Jets. They're saying something about Sam Darnold every now and then, but nothing more, you know? And some people are saying, well, they'll probably take Zack. And now mocks are saying it's going to be Zack. And the Jets aren't saying a word. Derek, throw some light on this.
Sure. First of all, Zach Wilson's going number 2 to the Jets, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If you listen to KNBR, Steve Young on his own show said the Jets already recruiting Zach's family, and that he was going too.
The family?
Yeah.
This is news. Because I missed. Steve does do that. I missed that. I gotta go check that out. But go ahead.
Yeah, if you go on his last show, it's around the 5-minute mark. He talks about how he would like Zach to go to the 49ers because, he's a Niner, and he recruited him to BYU. But he said Joe Douglas already made the promise that they're taking him to 2.
Who? Joe Douglas. Is that the GM for the Jets?
Yeah, Joe Douglas. He basically learned under Ozzie Newsome for the Baltimore Ravens. The guy that drafted Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Pelote, Nada,
a lot of famous names.
Jonathan Ogden. So he's got a good talent.
Yeah.
And also, a few of the Jets people I follow that are fans, they already said that there's word out that he's already looking for property in Jersey.
Zach?
Yeah.
That's usually a good sign.
Yeah.
That's why when people keep saying the Jets could trade out of the second position, no, they're not. And, but the 49er fans want to see him trade out of the second position. If somebody trades at the second position, they're just going to replace the same pick anyway, so it's not going to help any. So it's interesting.
And some of the chats takes about, the Jets are going to be the Jets, and we're going to take a left tackle. We drafted Mekhi Becton last year. He's already looking like a 10-year vet. And when the 49ers played the Jets, he was ragdolling Nick Bosa. They moved him over to the right side to try to get pressure because he couldn't get none on the left. Our problem is with our offensive line is the interior linemen, which we're going to address in the draft.
Well, why'd you get rid of Wilson? I couldn't understand. Why did you just get Wilson? Time for his contract problem?
Who's Zach Wilson?
No, you had a Pro Bowl tackle. What's his first name? I know him and Eric Armstead. I'm sorry. DeForest Buckner came out the same year. Didn't you have?
We drafted Mekhi Becton last year.
No, I'm talking about. You had a tackle that's over with the Giants now, I think.
We traded our defensive end to the Giants for
what's his name?
Pick. Leonard Williams. Played for USC.
I got the names right. Leonard, yeah. Why'd you get rid of him?
He wasn't getting any pressure in the type of defense that our coordinator was running.
Oh, okay.
He would probably eat really well. This year was solid, but we picked up Carl Lawson from the Bengals, and he's looking pretty solid.
So,
Plus, we're going to draft another one in the draft, too, because there's so many.
Number 2. And you can trade up with that number 2 pick because you're so high in the second round and get back into the first and get an offensive lineman.
Yeah, we got 2 firsts, a 2, 2 3s, 2 5ths. We have 9 picks in the draft. When we trade Darnold, that's going to be more draft capital.
How many 2s you got?
We got 2 1s, a 2, 1 2.
You got 2 1s. Oh, wow.
Yeah. We got pick 2 and pick 23. Then we got pick 34.
God.
Yeah, we got a ton of draft picks.
in high round. Well, there you go. Well, Derek.
Yeah, when we traded Jamal Adams, we got their first this year, their first next year, their third this year, and I think either their second or third next year too.
Go Hawks! What am I laughing about?
Yeah.
49ers just got rid of first round picks too, and a third. Anyway, we'll survive that third pick because we got so many. But anyway, Derek, great intel. I love it. If the parents are being courted, listen, you're going to like this area here, and I know Zach's going to like this. We're going to look for some different locations for him, but we'll just ride around and let you guys get a feel of the city. Hey! What is going on here?
So, yeah, Derek, we already got names ready for him and everything. We called the New York Zack Exchange, Wall Street Wilson, the whole nine.
That's awesome. All right. So Justin Fields will be available at number 3, unless Urban loses his mind at number 1. All right. All right, fam. Not everybody's family calling now. Derek, good luck to you, man, and thanks for that information. We'll talk to you later.
No problem. Love the show, man.
Thanks, Derek. And NG49 says, if Shanny wanted Jones, should have went for a 6th pick from Miami. We'd have given less for him. I'd rather get Sewell than get Whack Jones. Fields or GTFO. NG49, thanks for the contribution. And Griffin, come on in, Griff.
Hey, Ronbo, remember when we talked a month about Deshaun Watson a month ago? That's old news now. That's old news now.
I mean, Deshaun is, and you know what's so funny about poor Deshaun? Every day you hear a little bit of good news where some women have stepped forward and said that nothing inappropriate took place between them and their client, Deshaun Watson. Then you have 3 more women to come in, and one was so serious the other day that she said, I didn't even want this lawyer. I don't want to be a part of that fiasco. I just have some things I want to say. I'm thinking, my goodness, Deshaun, this is not going to go away anytime soon, is it? So, but go ahead. What were you going to say?
I don't want to say too much, but yeah. Well, I was going to say the pendulum swings pretty quickly when it comes to legal cases like that, back and forth. Yeah. It's going to go on for a while. Deshaun Watson's not even in the picture right now. I think we can just leave it at that. But since we had that conversation, a month ago, that news came out. Yeah?
No, I'm listening. I'm just agreeing.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we had a great free agency period. Okay, we kept our key corners. We kept Kyle Juszczyk. We kept Trent Williams. We signed Alex Mack. And after all that happened, I was just like, okay, this is awesome. Do you know what? Take that number 12 pick, Kyle and Lynch. Do it. Okay, trade up. Do it. And I thought to myself, trade with the Dolphins. Trade our first, our second, next year's first and third. Do what you can to get the Dolphins pick so we can secure either Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. Well, I wasn't thinking Deshaun. I was thinking trade it to the Dolphins so we can get either Justin Fields or Zach Wilson. Guarantee one of those guys. And when that trade happened, during my lunch break, I was on my phone, and all of a sudden, this notification pops up from Adam Schefter on Twitter saying, we just traded for number 3 overall. And when it happened, I was first of all, I had to make sure I wasn't dreaming, okay? And then I was just like, okay, awesome. We get either Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. Everything is going according to plan. I was so happy. And then a few hours later, this Mac Jones stuff comes out. It's like rain on wedding day. On the wedding day, it ruined everything for me. I'm just like, Mac Jones. Okay, look, I don't hate the guy, okay, but Mac Jones would have been a great pick at number 12. What are we doing trading up to number 3 for him? When you trade multiple first rounders, look, I'm not saying Mac Jones is bad, but when you trade multiple first rounders, it's for transcendent talent, something that can elevate your offense to another level.
Griffin, maybe they thought Mac was transcending talent.
Maybe they did, but, he doesn't have the pocket mobility. I mean, Mac Jones is a dude, okay? I could have played quarterback and won the national championship for that Alabama team. Come on. Devontae Smith was wide open every other play. Now, I haven't watched all the tape for Mac Jones all night. I watched a lot of tape for Justin Fields, though, and I'm in love with the guy, which I shouldn't have done. Now I'm going to be crushed if we don't get him. But, Mac Jones is just a guy. I don't see why he's worth number 3 overall. I mean, he would have been worth number 12 if we really wanted him. Why not trade up to number 6, save a first rounder? Trading all the way up to number 3.
And Griffin, that's why I'm pretty sure. If I had to bet, I would say it's not Mac Jones because, like you're saying, they didn't have to go to that length to get Mac Jones. So
that's how I feel.
Is. Yeah.
My initial instinct, my initial gut instinct, as I explained earlier, was this trade has to be for Zach Wilson or Justin Fields because those guys can elevate this on. They can open up Kyle Shanahan's playbook.
Or they have no problem with Trey Lance. Yeah, because he'd be
maybe,
in the mix
but Trey Lance feels risky to me. You know what I mean? He played one season, one full season in the FCS, and we haven't seen much from him. I just don't. I don't know about him. I feel like Justin Fields is the safest pick. He's played more games than Trey Lance. He's played more games than Mac Jones, and he not only does he open up the offense, he's tough. When that game against Clemson, when he cracked his ribs and came back and destroyed Clemson, he went right back into the game and destroyed Clemson with cracked ribs. I mean, Kyle Shanahan.
Him and George Kittle can exchange stories. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Shanahan likes toughness, right? That's why he likes C.J. Beathard. Maybe he sees the same thing in Justin Fields.
Hey, that's
cracked his rib and went back out and played anyway. That's gotta get hearts in Shanahan's eyes. You know what I mean? Come on. So this Mac, I was so happy when this trade happened, and then it's like the media just crapped all over it with this Mac Jones stuff. Now, I don't hate Mac Jones.
No, but I got to tell you, I just can't imagine. It's too out there. The 49ers always seem to go away from the most biggest spotlight people before this time. We're going to go.
It's almost like, yeah.
We got to go, Griffin.
It's almost like being quiet about Fields is promising. So.
It's God, it's weird. Anyway, we're going to see you Sunday, Griffin. You get a chance, okay?
Okay.
All right, Griffin. Oh, God. And Phoenix Brother says, thanks for the contribution, Phoenix Brother. Can you give a shout-out to Tammy Estrogen? Oh, God. Is he back in here? Is she back in here again? Tammy. Oh, so delighted. Hey, area code 510. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
And who is this?
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
My name Nate.
Nate. Hi, Nate. Oh, Nate. Come on in, Nate. We're in here.
Hello?
It's the yes, Nate. Can you hear me, Nate?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you clearly. I was just getting ready to tell you we're people are dodging and actually there are some supporters for Big Mac Jones on draft night. What are your feelings about Mac Jones, and do you believe the hype that's surrounding him right now and connecting him with the San Francisco 49ers?
Man, check this out, Ronbo. Ain't nowhere in the world we finna go get Mac Jones, man. Listen, if that was the case, we should just stick with Jimmy G, man. And I'm a Jimmy supporter, so I'm with you, Ronbo. But listen, why would we do that? First of all, we gave up too much draft capital. You hear me? Ain't nowhere in the world. You got to go with the upside. It's either going to be Fields or Lance, period. And we've seen this before. Let's talk history. They went up and got Trubisky. We've seen this before, and people passed up on Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. We can't do this again, man. No, it's a whole different game right now. We getting thrashed by running quarterbacks. What's our biggest problem when we play running quarterbacks?
Trying to
So
catch him.
hey, we need that. We need that on our side, Ronbo. We need that on our side. And another thing, Jimmy G gonna start all season. That he ain't had no receivers, so he's out this year. Think about it. IU, Debo, and Kittle and Garoppolo. How many snaps they had?
I say that, and people think I'm riding. You know the things they say. That makes sense to me too. I'm shocked to find somebody else realizes that. It's awesome.
Now, I'm on it like I want it. And Jimmy G, he gonna make the mistakes. Let's do it. But we was getting spanked before he came. And another thing, see, Jimmy G was freestyling. Remember when we first got him and he came in and we won 5 games in a row? He was freestyling. He didn't know the whole offense. Cal sometimes takes away from the quarterback creativity because he want it done this way, and that's it. You feel me?
Yes. I've been saying this the whole time. Jimmy G, he regressed the second year. No, he didn't. He's trying to learn Shanahan's offense. Listen, you know something, Nate? Here's the thing that worries me about that, too. No matter who they bring in, Kyle is still going to ask you to play his offense. Now, what is that going to do?
I ain't gonna lie. Like I just said, sometimes it takes away from the quarterback creativity. The off-script plays. Like if you got somebody that can do it, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, is speaking for us, it'll be Trey Lance or Fields that allows them to be themselves to a certain extent. Of course, you got to coach them up. But at the same time, let them create because they gifted like that. Simple as that.
I fully agree. I mean, we're in lockstep. Everything you just said, I've been knowing this the whole time. And that's why when people think this quarterback's going to come in here, he could be bailing out of the pocket and everything, that's going to piss Kyle off. Because you know what happened in Washington, right? They had to rewrite the program for RG3 because they knew he didn't have that capability. And that's why that owner in Washington right now hates the Shanahans because call him quarterback buster and stuff like that. Because, man, they didn't want RG3. You insisted. Well, that's neither here nor there. But the thing is, we're going to see what happens. If they do bring in Justin Fields, don't make him so chained to what you want to do, Kyle. You're losing out on the talent these guys have.
Simple. And I know you got a lot of people, Ronbo, on Rome Productions to cut me off. You feel me?
You've seen that happen.
But this what I believe gonna happen. So I think Jimmy G gonna start. We're gonna go win a Super Bowl, and we're gonna have a good problem because it's gonna be like Jimmy G don't do what Aaron Rodgers did. Oh, y'all drafted this young fuck, right? He's gonna go ball out. I'm telling you, he gonna rock out with his cock out. I guarantee you Jimmy G have his best season ever.
We think so much alike, it's ridiculous.
Not just because I'm a fan, but because he now
you can see it coming. He's in his second year with Shanahan. He now fully knows what he's doing. And like you said, he's got weapons. For the first time since he's been there, he's got a serious arsenal of weapons. Look out.
Man, check this out. Tom Brady looking like it was over, right? The year before last, right?
Yep.
Man, you need weapons. I don't care who the quarterback is. If you ain't got no weapons, hey man, that shit gonna look watered down. I don't care who it is. Yep. Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, Harmon, all these guys make Patrick Mahomes' job easy. I don't care about all this little no look to a wide open receiver.
Ain't
so
that hard.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
You feel me? Them big windows, man. Them big windows.
I tell you what,
the receivers do.
I'm trying to remember the last time I agreed with everything somebody said. Nate, I agree with everything you said. We got to go though, fam. I'll see you Sunday if you get a chance.
Off top, I'm gonna tap in.
All right, be looking for you. Have a great night.
All right.
All right, fam.
One.
Oh. Yeah, that's the gospel truth. DM 49ers, it's funny how none of the analysis talks about Mac Jones having a DUI and wrecking his car. He wrecked that car? I knew about the DUI. His car at Bama, just saying, my God. Nobody does. You're right. DM, thanks for the cut. Nobody talks about that. If it was, man, remember that guy that got caught with smoking dope that year, that offensive lineman? They ran that video all draft night, his stock. They ran that video. Oh, my God. What have they done to him? Remember he dropped almost out of the first round? Shabazz! Shabazz.
Ronbo.
Buzz!
Ronbo, I'm here, baby.
Come on in, man.
I'm here.
We're in here having the Mac Jones conference.
I hear it, man. I'm getting ready for work, but I had to chime in. I could not chime in.
All right.
Man.
Come on in with it.
All right. I love everybody's logic because we all got logic. But here's the biggest logic in this. We're in the NFC West.
True.
We're in the best division in football. Okay?
Yeah.
Nick Bosa, Devon Kinlaw, this guy we just got from the Rams, Warner. Our defense has to deal with Kyler Murray twice a year.
Yep.
They have to still deal with Russell Wilson twice a year, who's been giving them the fits. Okay? Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch is smart enough to know, even if Jimmy is the starter, like I've been saying, you got to draft a guy that can move because every week they're going to need to see a guy that can move. Remember the second year, the year we went to the Super Bowl with Kaepernick was Russell Wilson's rookie year. By the time Seattle had seen Russell enough, Kaepernick had slowed down and they were able to beat us. Okay? Our division is stacked with pass rushers. The best pass rusher in the NFL is still in the NFC West, Aaron Donald. The Cardinals got J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones. I live here in Arizona. I'm sorry, but Mac or Jimmy won't survive no whole season. Neither one of them. Do you understand? This is the new NFL. And they know, and Shanny knows this. No matter what, he likes to stick to some of his father's tradition. I understand a classic Brady, nothing beats that, but that's not the NFC West, baby. The NFC West is loaded with the best pass rushers in the NFL, including us, because we still got Bosa, we still got Kinlaw. If Ford gets halfway back decent, healthy, and plays for us, it's going to be a problem. But listen, all I'm saying is my logic is we need somebody for our defense to see that's fast every week to slow the game down for, that reason. And two, with the weapons that we have, imagine Kittle with an extra half a second. Imagine Ayuk with an extra second and a half. Or like how I said before, Ronbo, I'm going to stick to what I'm saying. Who benefits the most from us getting Justin Fields or Trey Lance or Zach Wilson? It's Mostert, Juice, and Wilson. Our running backs will have – it'll be shades of Ricky Waters to Steve. Our running backs will have a field day. They will have a field day. Because anytime one of those quarterbacks that's immobile enough, if they break down, like you said, Kyle let up a little bit and let them free the man. Imagine Mostert on a dump off. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Look what he does when Jimmy gets him the ball. Gosh, it's not going to be Mac Jones at all. It's not going to be. And if it is, like you said, what I'm going to do, Ronbo? I'm going to quit being a 49er fan? No.
I hope
I'm
not.
going to cry. I'm going to cry. And you're going to have to send me you're going to have to send me the biggest pacifier in Arizona because I'll be a crybaby about it. But I want to be successful, like Drake in 2009. I just want the 49ers back in the Super Bowl, and I want us back winning. So it doesn't matter to me because guess what?
Shabazz, though, one thing, SEC has got some scary pass rushers. I like Mac Jones. I don't have any feeling about him one way or the other. Not now, but I do think Mac's getting a little picked on, Shabazz. I mean,
well, but Ronbo, you know what? He is getting picked on, but Ronbo, you and I, the whole world saw that. Come on, look, this flashbacks of him missing that pass. When you got the great Bill Belichick, you got the greatest coach in NFL history. We agree that Brady's the GOAT now, okay, whatever. But you got the great Bill Belichick, 6 Super Bowls. Not counting his Super Bowls with the Giants when he was the defensive coordinator. because he actually has more than 6 Super Bowls for the record. I think he's like 7 or 8. But he has a couple as a coordinator. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He
When
was
you
over
got
with the
Bill
Giants.
Belichick
That's right.
looking at you, when
Yeah.
you got Bill Belichick looking like, I don't know. Look, everybody's not going to be Tom Brady. Look, Tom Brady is a unicorn pony, and Tom Brady ain't going to happen again maybe in another 50 years. Tom Brady is
Hey, never again. I would, not in our lifetimes. There's no way another quarterback's going to win 7 titles.
He is the Otto Graham of this era.
Yeah.
Everybody forget who Otto Graham is. I'm sort of a historian. There's not going to be another Tom Brady. So whoever, throw that out the window.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is right here and right now in this NFC West, hey, it's Shanahan and Lynch's job. I don't care. You want to draft Mac Jones or lose your job? I'm still going to be a Niner fan. Rumbo, if you become the 49ers coach.
You was before they came to him, right? Yes.
Exactly. And I'm going to be here after them. So look, if you want to mess up again, like we drafted Solly T, I jumped and screamed and cried because I told everybody, Ronbo, I want Mahomes. And everybody looked at me and said, he ain't got enough body at work. He only played 1 year. What the system he was in.
The system, that's what I heard the most of. And I didn't want him. I was upset. I forgot I was filming. My God, Solomon Thomas, what is y'all doing? And sure enough, we were right, Shabazz.
Yeah, we were right, Rumbo, and I just can't afford that again. Rumbo, I kicked the screens. I didn't understand. We had a handsome guy named Aaron from the Bay Area that went to Cal, and I was like, please, don't take nobody from the Ukes. Don't take nobody. Nothing against Alex, but don't take nobody from the Ukes. This guy, anybody, Rumbo, see, this is what people fail to realize about all of us Niner fans, which we all know. When you grew up a 49er fan, you're already special. You're special. Look at the great Tom Brady. Look at the great Aaron Rodgers. And I'm going to get off, Ronbo. So you got somebody that grew up wearing a 49er jersey. You better take him. You better take him. And we didn't. Steve Smith grew up a 49ers fan. We didn't take him. You know who else punished us for not taking him early in his career? That was a 49er fan, and everybody forget. Richard Sherman was a 49er fan that played in the Bay, and he didn't understand.
All right, we got Shabazz. We got to roll, little fam. I'm loving it. I could talk like this for another hour.
Shout out to you, Ronbo. Shout out to my man Leon. I don't know if he's listening. And so, Cal, shout out to the rest of the faithful, your production crew for what y'all doing. Bang, bang, Niner games.
Thanks, fam. All right, Shabazz. Looking forward to it. See you Sunday if you get a chance.
All right.
All right, Phil.
All right.
All right. Oh, man, we're all going to be chowing down on Sunday. Hey, Renzo!
Oh,
snap. Renzo!
Welcome to North. What's up? Welcome to North Florida, Ronbo.
I guess another windy day.
Nah, Ronbo, we actually in the process of moving plant, so that's why it's quiet in here tonight.
Okay. Well, Renzo, we're talking about the fact that every analyst, supposedly with reputations and everything else, are saying that Mac Jones will be a 49er at the end of this month. Is this something you're believing or what?
Like my remix song. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. No. Nah, Hey, that last caller, I agree.
Shabazz? Yeah,
Listen,
Shabazz.
Yes. I will tie John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan's job to this. If you mess this up, listen, man, somebody got to go. Y'all better flip a quarter. we can't screw this up. You can't screw this up. I like Kyle Shanahan, but I'm going to tell you, what have you done? You could be a winning quarter coach now. But you done got to the big game and screwed two of them up. So don't do this now. Because it will be a Tony Dungy situation. The next coach come in, we'll win a Super Bowl with this team. So you might want to get this right. But, and like you say, we play with Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson twice a year. Do we not see a pattern of what these teams are doing? And those kind of quarterbacks, they do damage to the defense. So why not train our defense? You know what? We'll give y'all practice with this. We're going to go out and get Justin Fields or Zack Wilson, somebody who do this.
But Renzo, Russell Wilson, as good as he is, he ain't won but one championship, and they ruined the other one. I'm thinking, and Kyler Murray, we caught up with him last year. and ruined his leg, so he couldn't even play that last week against the Rams. Kyle's system, it may be one that it's good if you can escape and improvise, but I still wonder if Kyle will allow that. Because like I say, Kyle looks at as his football team as a computer game with him controlled and everything. So hopefully whoever he gets, he will at least acknowledge the fact that they can do some things.
Look at it, Ronbo. His quarterback and his system is good enough to get you to the Super Bowl and lose. No, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not.
That's
going
pretty
to
good,
that.
though, if you can get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you know the outcome with his quarterback. You're going to lose. I'm not going for that. No. You can't keep doing the same thing.
No. You can't lose a third time. He's got to win the next Super Bowl for sure.
No. And Russell Wilson, I blame that on Pete Carroll. Even, when he was in college. All you have to do is run the football. You win a championship. What you want to do? Throw it.
Know what play to call. True.
Exactly. So get me this dude that can run around, extend the play. Even if he look like he's going to take off down the field, he's going to throw the football, And that's what Russell Wilson does. He loves to run around, and all of a sudden he throws a 50-yard ball. He's like,
and like nobody else in the league. That is an amazing thing to watch him do that. Sometimes it's a touchdown.
And like you say, and we as fans are waiting on that 1,000-yard receiver. We might get it. But hey, whoever the 49ers pick, hey, I'm there with him. I'm going to ride with him.
Yeah, we all agree on that. Yeah.
I might be fussing and griping, calling him every name in the book, but I'm going to still be riding with him.
And you should. You can't give up on your team.
Yeah.
That would mean you were like a Seattle Seahawks fan. You can't all of a sudden say I don't own no Joe Montana jerseys or anything like that because you just now started supporting the team. That looks bad.
Yeah. But now the Jets has got my heart pounding because if the Jets do some crazy stuff and don't take a quarterback, I might lose my mind on draft night. Just the fact that
there's still gonna be one left.
Quarterback draft.
Even if they don't, it's just if they take Fields, but they're not going to. They're already romancing. They've got Zach Wilson's parents and everybody else in the family over there showing them New York City. So you know what? They've committed too much.
But before my time ran out, Ronbo, I had a dream that the Jets didn't take a quarterback and we started finessing people just to move back one spot. Oh my God!
Wasted assets. It was silly. All right. But I think the 49ers tried to trade with the Jets in the beginning, and the Jets didn't want to go.
Yeah, but I pray the Jets don't take a quarterback. I pray they don't, because, man, listen, we could trade back with Atlanta for that one spot. Like, listen, man, donate a pick to us. We can't lose with Zach Wilson or Justin Fields.
And Atlanta's looking at bringing that monster out of Florida. They are bringing in the Pitts. The Pitts monster.
Hey.
I don't think we're not gonna see anything like Pitts since Megatron. That's a monster. No. And I'm telling you, that's gonna be
that was the best year my Gators had, bro. I was loving it. I ain't gonna lie, I was loving it.
Damn.
But hey, Kyle Pitts is a monster. I ain't gonna lie. He's something special.
Well, like I said, the Rams ain't got no picks. The Hawks ain't got no picks. Yeah. So we ain't got to worry about it coming in the NFC West, and neither do the Cardinals. So we're cool. All right.
Yeah.
Rizzo, we got to go though.
All right, man.
Let me see you Sunday if you get a chance.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
Oh yeah, I'm not going, so I will be here. I'll be there.
All right, looking for you. All right, Rizzo.
All right, brother.
Yep. And we got Jack. Not that Jack. The other Jack. Hey, Jack.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Jack, man, we're sitting here, man. It's that huddle that everybody's concerned with. I don't know. It scares people that Mac Jones could possibly be the number 3 pick. Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of that boy right there. I don't want him to come to. Keep him right where he's at, Ronbo. Don't bring him over here, Ronbo. Please don't. But there's some trickery going on here, Ronbo. We traded all those picks for number 3 spot, right?
Right.
and we traded it, a month before draft day?
They were trying to before that. They were 4 weeks. I understand the 49ers were doing that 4 weeks before that even happened. The 49ers have been trying to trade up the whole time. So, yeah, they've been hell-bent on doing this.
Guy.
Yeah.
I think they know their guy, and also I'm thinking the Jets is doing the opposite of what we're doing. Because if you look at it, the Jets, even if they're not picking a quarterback, they can sit back at draft day. We gave up how much? Three first-round draft picks, a third?
Well, it's actually two, because you just traded up. You had a first-round pick, and you just traded up. So that's not a negative. But you did give up the next following year, 2021, 2022, 2023. Those hurt.
Yeah, I know it hurt, but look at it this way, Ronbo. If the Jets keep their pick until draft day, they pretty much going to get a lot of draft picks on that day for a number 2 spot if they were to hold on to it until draft day.
And then what would they do? What would be the plan?
We don't know. I really don't know. It's the Jets, Rambo. Come on. Look at the franchise.
Hey, but you know something, though, Jack? If they trade out of that spot, like you're saying, and it is quite possible, they would go down probably not that far. And they, as you say, accumulate picks. But whoever comes up into that number 2 spot, that's who you got to be scared of. Now I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's who we're going to be scared of. And then, I know faithfuls, we're all scared that we gave up all these draft picks. But Rambo, answer this question for me. If we didn't have all the injuries last season, what would our record be?
14-2.
Let's see if you can answer that. 14-2. Would we be having the 12th pick this year?
We won't be right around the base. We'd be the low 20s. Yeah.
Okay, so you figure we'll be the low 20s. So what about next year? If everybody was to be healthy for next year, we sure wouldn't be a top 20 pick. So those 2 first-round picks that we gave away, come on, guys, that's nothing. We gave away. That's crumbs.
Absolutely.
That's crumbs. We were never going to be in the top 15 draft pick for the next 3 or 4 years. We wasn't going to be in there. Come on, guys.
And, Jack, we do so well in every round below number 1 that it's pretty much time for us to stop crying about that. Because we've got Nick Bosa, okay? That's the biggest claim to fame we have in the first round. Michael Lynch is okay, but he wears your mind out. Last year we got Ayuk and Javon Kinlaw. They're probably okay, but last year was the first time we really bingoed in the first round.
Do you know, what is it, Trubisky? When we traded out for the Bears for Trubisky, I really thought we was going to take Trubisky that year.
I did too.
I'm grateful that we didn't take. I really thought we was going to fall for it. But I'm looking at all the quarterbacks this year, and it's really tight because I kind of did, and I looked at everybody pro day, and I think that Fields had the best of all the pro days. That boy was hitting every throw on his pro day. But when I looked at everybody's body of work in college, I think none of those guys really had a lot of pressure in their face throughout their collegiate career. None of them had a lot of pressure. The only guy that had the most pressure in college is not even in the top 5, and that's Kyle Trask.
Yeah.
He faced the most pressure in college, and he had Pitts and the other receiver down there in Gainesville balling out.
But, Jack, let me ask you this then, because I don't watch a lot of college football. Why was Justin Fields, every clip I see of Justin Fields, he's under siege. I mean, that boy is busting, trying to break tackles, trying to get away from people. Was that him, or was that the pressure, or what was?
Well, I looked at some of his highlights. I didn't look at all the games. I think he only played about 6 or 7 games this year.
Yeah, I just found that out too.
Played some last year. But here's one of the things I did see. I try to distinguish him from the others is that when the pocket breaks down, his eyes is necessarily not looking upfield. He's looking for the run, and I'm not sure if that's just like hey, there's nothing open at all. I'm just gonna tuck it. There's no need to look up anymore. I don't know, but I just don't see that from him when he tucks the ball in and run. He doesn't keep his eyes down the field.
See, that's
one thing.
That's gonna be a problem. Yeah.
But there is one thing that I hated that we didn't do, and it had something to do with Russell Wilson. When Russell Wilson was in college, I think he transferred to Wisconsin his last year. And when I looked at that quarterback at Wisconsin that year, I saw a professional quarterback that year that he could start in the NFL the next year, his rookie year.
Well, you did carry stuff like
And
that.
the only quarterback,
Go ahead,
only
'cause we're gonna run out of
quarterback
time.
that I see this,
Go ahead.
okay, the only quarterback that I see this year that has that same mentality is Justin Fields.
Yeah.
The boy can rip it, Rambo.
So,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I liked it Zack at first, but
Yeah.
just of late, just in the last couple of days, I'm making a big switch. And I hate to say it, all the Zach Wilson fan out there, it's Fields.
All right.
It's Fields. It's Fields.
We got to go, fam. There you go.
And I'm out, Rambo.
All right. All right, Jack, great to hear from you. Let's see you Sunday if you get some time. All right.
All right, Rambo.
Jack's been working on that. My God, the endurance.
And I'm out. Bang, bang, 9 again.
Not Jack. The contest between Jack and Jay. And chill. Phil. Oh, Phil, I'm delighted to hear from you. Usually we get you early on or else we have to wait till next time. But Phil, this subject, I'd love to hear your thoughts. My God. I mean, if Chris Sims, I'm going to stop watching him. He's just gotten really silly. But everybody's saying it's Mac Jones. Phil, this is something that you and I, and everybody in the 49 knows.
There's not one analyst that knows what the 49ers are going to do.
I agree.
Okay?
Yeah.
They're a bunch of idiots. They're guessing. And, we won't know until April 29th what the 49ers are going to do, honestly.
I agree.
And I don't think the 49ers know what they're going to do.
It sounds like they haven't even made their mind completely up yet.
Well, they're going to study the tapes and they're going to make a decision, and they've got a month to do it, and they're going to work hard at it. And if they come up with an ace, they're good. If they come up with a deuce, they're bad. I mean, this is what the draft is all about. I mean,
it's theater.
2/3 of all the first-round draft picks are a bust.
Yep.
For quarterback. All right?
It's a fact.
Face it. They're taking a risk. And I applaud the aggressiveness, but I think they're going to, try to get it right. They don't want to get it wrong. Their careers are at stake. So these people that say, the 49ers are just, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So,
Phil, maybe you can shed some light though on the capital used to land that pick though. That does people can't figure that one out. What is your feeling on that?
I just don't know. I mean, I don't like Mac Jones. I just don't. I don't think he's got a high upside. I would rather have Fields or Trey Lance.
Or Lance, yeah.
Or if Wilson falls, I think we're guaranteed to take him.
Yeah.
But, I just, and you listen to Steve Young, and he wants Zach Wilson. He's a BYU guy.
Of
Come
course.
on.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Come on. It's just get it real. Learn where everybody's perspective is.
Yeah.
And half of these analysts, 100% of these analysts don't know what the Niners want.
But they got to write something. Exactly.
Don't.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they want to make clicks, and that's what it is all about. So, I just think that I trust Kyle and group to make the right decision, or as best they can, and go with that. So, we're aggressive. I like that. And I think we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And I like the fact we're keeping Jimmy. You know?
Yeah. You can't start. You cannot start with a rookie. Like you're saying, we don't know if we're getting a bust or a success story, and you don't want to find that out at the wrong time. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just like the fact that we have Jimmy here. We're going to play him and then let the rookie grow into the position. I just like that. So I think that's the best way to go about it. So, you know, that's my feelings.
We're gonna find out. And you know, Phil, because it's so much focus on that first round pick. Nobody's even thinking about the second round and some other. Nobody talks about cornerback at all anymore. And we've got the starters, but there's no depth behind those guys. And they've got to be healthy
We
all
need
year long.
corners.
It's a very scary thing.
We need corners. Absolutely. I think in the second round, we pick a corner. I think in the third round, we pick maybe an offensive lineman. I think in the fourth round, we pick another corner. I think in the fifth round, we pick, some different players to fill in gaps.
Get a speedster, Phil. I got to have one receiver that scares the bejesus out of that secondary. I don't want that. When I see those linebackers, everybody motioning to bring everybody in, that bothers me. I say, you know what? That's no fear. God dang it. So,
I think, the receiver and the quarterback draft is pretty deep. You can get some good players at both positions later on in the draft. So, I think that's why the Niners are, focusing on quarterback in the first round, and then they're going to fill the other spots in the later rounds because, with the interior line.
Phil, your phone just
around. So, anyway, can you hear me?
Yeah, you faded out for a second, but you're back now.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to that's my feelings, and I don't think anybody knows anything right now. Honestly,
And
so when you hear it, discard it.
Yeah, or just use it for entertainment purposes, but don't take it seriously.
Exactly.
Good stuff, Phil. Listen, we're going to see you Sunday if you get a chance, and look forward to it.
Okay.
All right. Happy Easter
Talk
weekend.
to you later.
All right. Night,
You
Phil.
too.
Thanks. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show.
Ronbo, how are you, man?
Show, man. But talking to you, I'm fabulous now. So, this is your time of year. Always dying to hear what you got to say. It bothers you when you don't show up. Show. Mac Jones.
The one they're talking about the most is most likely not going to be the pick.
Right. That's
the
what
one
I feel too.
The one they're not talking about at all means they're not even looking at him. And the one they're talking about the least is the one you have to worry about. And the one they're talking about the least is Justin Fields.
Yeah.
As far as the media goes.
Well, him or Lance, nobody's saying anything about either one, really, which is interesting.
The thing about Lance is, though, Ronbo, is there's not enough tape to go by. He only has hang on just 1 second.
1 year, right? And then in last year he played COVID shut everything down for their program. So he had one season. What year is he in?
I'm sorry about that, Ronbo. Are you there?
Yeah, I was just sorry. Lance is what, a sophomore? I'm here. Yeah, is Lance a sophomore
he's like
or a junior?
He's like a junior, I think, but or sophomore or something like that. But he
missed last
had
year.
Years of experience. He only has years of experience, 1 year of experience under his belt, and that is a huge risk to take at 3. Not only that, he's a 2.5-year project, and Kyle Shanahan doesn't want to waste 2.5 years out of the 4 years he was looking forward to, like they said in his press conference, developing a rookie. Yeah. And you cannot afford to keep Jimmy Garoppolo either for 2 more years because we have a lot of contracts that are going to be blowing up here pretty soon. George Kittle's contract already took place. $11 million of it took place already the April 1st.
Yep.
And we have Trent Williams' contract blowing up next year and Eric Armstead's contract blowing up next year. And so you jump to number 3 to take your franchise quarterback. And that franchise quarterback is going to be Justin Fields. And pay attention to where the whole entire brass went to. The whole entire brass went to Ohio State. Ronbo. That says a lot right there.
But when the brass?
And they privately held the work. The whole entire 49ers brass.
They went there. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the big wigs, Ronbo. That means business. And that's not a smokescreen. That's not something to take with a grain of salt. That means business. If the entire brass goes, their quarterbacks coach, Adam Peters, John Lynch, and Kyle Shanahan.
But how did you know about that? See, this is the thing. When they do things wide out in the public and open like that, I always wonder, okay, what's going on here? You guys usually keep everything is like undercover, covert. It's never like right out in the open. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And they held a private workout with Justin Fields, so that says a lot right there, too. And not only that, Kyle Shanahan has familiarity with Justin Fields. And I'm going to throw a couple little nuggets about Justin Fields that people may not know about.
Right.
But since 2019, with a minimum of 60 pass attempts, PFF has Justin Fields with the highest score of 90.6. He leads all the quarterbacks in the quarterbacks class with 60 passing attempts beyond his first read. So that's a little impressive right there.
Sure
he hits all of his progressions, which is a huge myth that people like to bring up, that he doesn't hit all of his progressions. He's not a one-read quarterback. And not only that, his coach at Ohio State, we had as our quarterbacks coach in 2016 under Chip Kelly. And say what you want under Chip Kelly, but Ryan Day's offense requires you to be process-oriented, requires you to process information quickly, and requires you to hit all of your progressions. And so Justin Fields checks all those boxes. And not only that, he can open up the playbook fully under Kyle Shanahan by using his legs if the pocket collapses. He's not a read-first quarterback like Trey. He's not a run-first quarterback like Trey Lance is. That's Trey Lance's first option. That's why you see the amount of pass attempts that Trey Lance has is very low, because he runs first.
Somebody else said just the opposite earlier tonight.
Well, the numbers are out there, so and Justin Fields has a previous working relationship with both Shanahan, and like I said, once you're in that circle, you're pretty much family. Yeah. So I have a strong feeling, and I'm confident that it's going to be Justin Fields, because you don't reach all the way up for Mac freaking Jones. Are you kidding me? Come on.
This is what everybody's saying.
This is the same.
But if you listen to Chris Sims, Chris says Kyle's just making sure that nobody leapfrogs him, because a lot of people don't say anything and they'll come and get whatever you're thinking about. But I says
this is the same. This is the same exact media that said last minute that we were getting Quinnen Williams over Nick Bosa. I mean, come on.
Wait, did Chris predict Quinnen Williams?
I don't know. I have to go back and look at that. But
okay, no, I thought that's who you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, don't take what they say right now very highly. Mac Jones is not it. That is a huge, huge reach. And even Ian Rappaport said that that's a huge reach for Mac Jones and number 3. And Kyle Shanahan even said in his press conference that it's ridiculous to think that he's looking for the next Kirk Cousins. I mean, come on.
But because you don't need to go off that. But Kyle, all the way to number 3, you could have got Mac, maybe possibly at 12. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
and one more quick point before I go. If you get Trey Lance is even to reach at 3. If you get him, he's a 2.5-year project, and knowing Jimmy Garoppolo's injury history, he's bound to start really soon. I mean, that's unfair and not a proper way to develop a quarterback.
A little risky, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Could be.
And the person you want to listen to the most when it comes to drafting quarterbacks is Sage Rosenfeld, who played for Kyle Shanahan for 3 years in Houston. Right. He knows how Kyle Shanahan thinks, not Chris Sims. I'm sorry, but
Chris is like
I know they're.
We got to go, show. And good stuff as usual.
All right, take care.
More enlightenment from you shows. Look away Sunday, okay?
All right,
have a good night. And Emilio.
What's happening?
Emilio, man. Every year at this time, there's that dude that nobody wants, and they always lay him on the San Francisco 49ers every year. And now this year, Mac Jones seems to have a lot of people bothered, except for Dwight called in from Alabama and said we're all way out of line about the Jones boy. So, and I don't watch enough college football, So, I don't know how to make these comparisons. Everybody loves Justin Fields. Emilio, are you going to be concerned if Kyle ups and says we're taking Mac Jones?
Yes and no. For one, I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, he's a slight upgrade from Jimmy. The only difference that what he can do is throw the deep ball.
Yeah.
Jimmy can't. Second, of course it'd be great, to get Justin Fields or Zack Wilson or Trey Lance. One of these guys would be great. But at the same time, this is Lynch and Shanahan's team. We're just rooting for the team. So whether any of us like the pick or not, we're gonna have to deal with it, just like Sullivan Thomas.
Yes. That was hard to deal with, too. We're just now having to get over it.
So it's at the point our opinions don't mean crap to them. They may hear us, they may stop. They don't give a damn. They're gonna pick whoever they want to. They're gonna sign whoever they want to want. Deal with the team the way they want to.
They do it to us every year.
Unless Jed York comes in and says, you know what, I want this guy. Other than that, there goes the
No, he's not going to do that. But is it fair that Mac Jones is being, everybody, we all talk about Mac Jones had all them awesome weapons and he's got Sarkisian. It's Bama. Tradition sometimes is Bama can just win by coming into a stadium and scaring the other team to death. Does Mac Jones have any talent as far as you're concerned?
I mean, he does. Like I said, he has the deep ball that we need and we don't have. I mean, that's the one thing. Like I said, he's a pocket quarterback, and like I said, I saw the pressure with John Lynch and Kyle. How everybody kept saying you're looking for a nice Kirk Cousins. He said no. His ideal quarterback wasn't Kurt. He said his ideal quarterback was Elway. So what does that tell you? Either way, he likes pocket quarterbacks. Yes.
It looks like that question pissed him off too. Did you notice his face when he first got there?
It did, because he's getting annoyed of it. He's getting tired. He actually put it to rest. He was like, you know what? Yes, I like the guy. Yes, I wanted the guy. Yes, I wanted him to come here. But that ship done sailed. It's over. It's done. He said what he wants. He said he wants a quarterback not to scramble like Lamar or Kaepernick. He wants a quarterback that can read the pocket, stay in the pocket, read the defense, and if he has to, extend the play or run if you have to. He doesn't want a Lamar Jackson. He doesn't want a Mike Vick. He doesn't want a Kaepernick. Don't look to run.
And you know why, Emilio? Because that kind of a quarterback sometimes panics when there was somebody open by not keeping his eyes downfield. If you make up your mind to run, you may have missed something. If you don't leave at the right time, that's going to piss Shanahan off. They're going to probably work with him, and that's why it may take a while when he first gets there, and Justin's going to take off. And Justin, look where George is. Stop. There's one thing in practice, and or look where Brandon is. Debo's right there. All right. Here's what you got to do, and they got to go over those things over and over because your running quarterback, he does feel good about the fact that he can get away. But he's got to also stand there and remember, if you're going to run Kyle Shanahan's offense, don't miss a play. Shanahan's motto is somebody's always open.
Somebody's always open, yeah. Also, you think about it, it's like when Steve Young was looking to run first. What happened when he finally learned to play the pocket? Yeah. He became a Hall of Famer. So, like I said, that's what he wants. It's like he basically wants somebody like Russell Wilson when, you can run around. Basically, just extend the play. Don't look to run. Throw the ball. Your number one thing is throw the ball first.
Mm. Wilson's probably
Second
the best
is to run if you have to.
Yeah.
So
Wilson is good at
that's
that.
all he wants. Like I said, I can't blame it because then you think about it. We're dealing. Not that what's his name? God, I forgot his name. The one that just went to the Lions. Stafford. Not that he's a running quarterback. He's more of a pocket quarterback, but he can run if he needs to. So, and then you think about it. Then you got Kyler Murray. He can run. So Russell Wilson. So you think about it. We're like literally the last team that does not have that. So you can tell that's what he's looking for. That's what he wants. He wants somebody that can, like I said, extend the play if he needs to. Hold on to the ball a little bit longer, try to make sure somebody gets open and then throw it.
I think Kyle probably, there'll be design runs for this guy, Justin Fields. And
Of
this
course,
way,
I mean, of course
you
they
don't
will.
put
Like
him
I
in
said,
that
they all
predicament.
have them.
Yeah.
Really, you think about it, they all have them. And like I said, even with Mahomes, he most of the time, there's a pass play, but he needs to run, or there's designs when they'll run. They're all in their system. Even like I said with Lamar Jackson, same thing, he'll throw, but then a lot of his plays are just run plays or the read options. So they're going to be available. Like I said, it makes it teams for harder than to read. If you think about it, if we get Mac Jones, even when we stick with Garoppolo, the defense, all they're going to look for, okay, all we got to do is contain this guy and get to him. These other guys, like I said, if we get Fields or if we get Wilson, all they're going to do, okay, we got to be careful because these guys can take off the run.
They got two-dimensional. Exactly.
If we don't get to them. So that's like I said, you can tell that's what Shanahan wants. He's not, if he gets Mac Jones, hey, so be it. That's his quarterback. All we got to do is either deal with it or take yes to another team. Either way it goes.
It mean to lay down bottom line.
If you don't like it,
we gotta go, fam.
It is what it is. If we get him, what are you gonna do? Stop being a fan of the team? You're gonna have to deal with it one way.
At least
or
let people admit they wouldn't do that.
A lot of us don't agree with it. I don't want the guy, but hey, if it is what it is, what it is. What are you gonna do?
You gotta trust. All right, Emilio. I'm gonna see you Sunday. Happy Easter weekend.
You too, man.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Night.
All right, later.
Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Ronbo.
Jamie, I'm going to repeat what Eddie Lunchmeat says. Mac won a national championship. Jamie, I feel just from Lunchmeat saying that, I love the name. Just from Lunchmeat saying that, I do feel a little weird as we sit here and we're bashing a guy that won a national championship against some tough competition. Are we out of line?
Lots of people won national championships and then got to the NFL and did nothing.
Hey, as a matter of fact, let's go through the last couple of championships. Okay, Mac Jones won this one. Who won the year before? Was it Tua? No,
it
not
was,
Tua.
Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Yeah.
There's a good quarterback.
He's a one-year wonder. I mean, he ain't done nothing in the NFL yet. He got hurt.
They took his knee out. Year before that, Deshaun Watson goes back 4 years,
look,
right?
Yeah, he went to a team that didn't have a line and instantly got blasted.
Yeah. Well, no, you know what? Watson. Oh, you talking about Burrow?
Burrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Instantly destroyed. And you think if Mac Jones gets in our division, he's not going to get destroyed?
Well, they say he's
wrecked.
He's got a lightning quick release and processes quickly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that means for the college ranks.
He's going to process. He don't want to be there quickly.
Comes over the sideline, hands the ball to Kyle Shanahan, says, "Listen, you do it. I'm done."
Yeah. No, you get back in there, Jimmy. Hurt your other ankle. I've had enough. But, all the people that run around talking and saying that it's a sure thing, every single one of these people, the 49ers are not their team. They root for another team.
Yes.
I don't care if they're in the media or whatever. Their favorite team is not the 49ers.
So give us anybody.
They're trying to speak it into existence as a group to get it to so hopefully Kyle will actually do it. That's not what's going down. I don't listen to any of them when I know that they don't even like the 49ers. They have nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
And that Jets fan that was on earlier, I'm not listening to anything he was saying either because he's a Jets fan. He wants that guy.
He said Zach Wilson, though. I mean, he sounds like they're courting his parents and everything else. I was wondering, Jim, do you ever wonder when they do these things in public?
I'll have to read it somewhere. I'm not believing that either.
Actually, Cynthia lives in that area, and she said that, they're out courting Zach's parents, which to me is like, you guys made sure everybody found out about that. Imagine on the East Coast, they probably are at least talking about that. Because it's hard to make that kind of thing up.
If they are making it known out there, then the other quarterback, what's his name? He knows about it.
Justin Fields?
So he's got his house on the market. No, what's his name? Their quarterback now.
Donald? Sam, yeah. I know, right?
Yeah, Donald.
I hadn't even thought about that.
He must have listed his house then, right?
Well, I would. If I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna rent next season. I'm not buying that house.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of that. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not totally believing any of that until I see it and know it's true. I'm not
nobody's
taking
gonna fool
anybody's word for
Jamie.
any of that. Yeah. Apparently, I've been around too many blocks. I'm not listening to that.
Oh, I tell you, it's just so wild to hear the things we
Yeah.
hear and try to come
you
up
know,
with. Go ahead.
Fields is the only one that I think you can throw in there and expect him to do any good at all. Like if you throw him in our division and give him a few plays to go and tell him go out there and do something, he might be able to actually make something happen and not lose us a bunch of games.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we care about. It. We don't want to lose the game. I mean, he's going to gradually get it. We just don't want to lose a bunch of games until then. So,
yeah.
If you think about it and you throw Lance out there instantly, he's probably going to lose a bunch of games.
And it may be a direct result of something he did. Exactly. That's the scariest thing.
Yeah. Or something he didn't know to do, you know, and what's his name? He's not going to make it. I don't care if he won a championship or not, dude. He ain't going to make it in this division.
I can't wait to see what team he goes to. We're all going to watch wherever he goes, just because at number 3, and whoever does well, hopefully we do, but whoever does well, you're going to keep an eye on every guy that was in this group. Like when Bosa came out, Quentin Williams is not special. Josh Allen is good, but it was between Josh and Nick the whole time.
Yeah. Well, you know, hang on, I'm trying to have a brain fart here. We had we gave up so much for this pick, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not going to take a big swing at somebody that's going to be worth it, the fans are going to be mad, dude. If they go out there and they take Mac Jones and he flops, dude, everybody's going to turn on him. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. But if you take a big swing at somebody like Fields or Lance, even Lance,
that's acceptable,
and you miss, yeah, it's going to be more forgiving. I mean, you're not going to say, okay, well, you know, bad on you for taking a swing. No, it's good. Take another swing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But if you take swings like Mac Jones, they're not going to want you to be taking swings.
So, yeah, and they won't be trusted anymore for sure. Jamie, I love it. Let's get together again on Sunday. Let's see what develops between now and then. All right.
All right,
fam.
I'll call back in.
Looking
Thanks,
forward.
man.
Great Easter weekend. Night. Lee, yes. Lee.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Lee, man, we're the conversation. You know, I said jokingly after the national championship game, God, that quarterback has Kyle Shanahan written all over him. I was kidding. I was just looking at the way he played, and I said, and then, lo and behold, at least it seems a lot of analysts and everybody else is insisting, and terms like it's a done deal. What? Really? I don't know if Mac Jones should. Lee, your thoughts on this, because it's becoming to the point now, since we're in April, that if this continues on for another week or two, it's gonna get comical. What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I remember I told you, Ronbo, like, to me, like, that would be sort of like Kyle's guy, because he's had a lot of success with, pocket passes, and that's what he is, Mac Jones. He's good in the pocket. He's got good foot movement. He can step up, make edge rushers miss. These games I've been looking at him a bit. I'd already watched a little bit on him, and
fast.
Thinks fast. He's really got high IQ. It's a quick decision making, and that's where, like, sometimes you see with Jimmy, he takes too much time, and with a line like we've got, Ronbo, we're more of a run blocking team than a pass blocking team. Trent Williams, that's a great signing, but like when you look at all these guys, though, he doesn't have high potential there, Ronbo. Like Mac Jones here, he might be a slightly better version of Jimmy, but you're giving up everything. You're giving up 3 firsts and a 3rd round pick. You're really gonna give everything up for a guy that might hit you an RBI when you can go out and get a Justin Fields or a Zach Wilson, a guy that's going to hit you home runs, Ronbo?
Yeah.
Do you want Barry Bonds?
Yeah.
Do you want Barry Bonds, Ronbo?
Over, let's see.
You want
No,
Mark McGuire?
not Bonds needs his
You know what I
drugs.
mean? Like,
I'm not going for Bonds, but who else is like Sammy Sosa? Maybe I always loved him.
Sammy Sosa. Yeah. But that's the thing, like, like if you're going to give up the house, like go after the guy that's the phenom, go after the next Mahomes, go after the next Deshaun Watson. Like this guy, he played at Alabama, they're the best team in college football. I ask you this, Ronbo, what would Justin Fields have done if he went to Alabama and had the best O-line, the best receivers, and the best running back? Imagine the numbers. I think in 2019, Ronbo, he had crazy numbers, right? It was like 44 touchdowns and 3 intercepts. What would he have done if he was at Alabama? Because they were way more stacked than Ohio State. There's not one first-round wide receiver on Ohio State, Ronbo.
Yeah.
None of their receivers this year would have made the first round. The running back's probably going to go in the 4th round. You know what I mean? Like, there's a huge difference in talent.
Somebody said they did have good weapons. They don't have primetime receivers.
Well, they got no receivers going in the 1st round. They got no receivers going in the 2nd round, and they got no running back either. Their top running back's Trey Sermon. He's going to fall in the 4th round. And then
we could assume from that Justin pretty much carried that team offensively.
Without a doubt, he was the star of that team, and that's why I sort of laugh when people go, "Oh, like he's like the media they're not even up with it, Ronbo. Like he's been neck and neck with Trevor Lawrence, since they were 16 years old. I think I told you that a while back, Ronbo. Like they've faced each other twice. It's 1-1. Justin Fields nearly won both games injured. When it comes to competitive toughness, there's no quarterback that even compares to his competitive toughness. Name the last time you see Mac Jones get cracked in the ribs and play the game, and carry on. It's never happened.
They don't show Mac going down
and people
in the highlights,
cry.
but there's no way he'd never get sacked.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like whatever quarterback we're gonna get, they're gonna get hit. And at least with Justin Fields, if he's gonna get hit wrong, but he's gonna get back up and play the game, and that's just how he is. He's extremely tough. He's extremely competitive. That's one thing that he's got going for him. Yeah, and people cry about Jimmy. They're going, "Oh, he's injured all the time and all this." But Jimmy's a good quarterback, Ronbo. And I just don't think you give up everything to move up and get a guy that might be slightly better. He might be Jimmy. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to give everything, go for the guy. If you look at 2017 draft, for example, Ronbo, Trubisky was the high floor guy, right? He was the guy that had the higher floor, and he went higher in the draft. And these guys like Deshaun Watson and Mahomes had the high ceilings. They fell in the draft. Now who's the man? It's Mahomes and Watson, the guys that everyone passed because they're like, "Oh, there's things we worry about." They have great talent and stuff, but there's things we worry about. This guy's much safer. Let's go Trubisky. So the Bears went up, traded with us. They took Trubisky. Don't let us be the Bears 2.0 and go give up everything and take Mac Jones. And then you see these guys like Justin Fields go to Carolina, and then he ends up being a superstar, Ronbo. And you're like, "Oh my God, we done it again. We passed on Mahomes and Watson. Don't do it again." You know what I mean? I think Kyle though, people just are so high thinking it's Mac Jones because that's what Kyle's won with. But when you're a smart coach, Ronbo, and you get elite talent, if there's things that they need to work on, that's why you're a coach. That's why you're getting $10 million a year, right, Ronbo? What's your job? To coach these guys up. You don't get to pay the most money to go get the best coach and then not coach up great talent. Like, I think you ask any coach, if he had the option of the higher talent guy or the lower talent guy, he's going to go for the higher talent guy because he can see they're going to reach higher once they're crafted into what they can actually be. And I just think you got to go Justin Fields. Like Mac Jones, he's decent, but he just doesn't have that ceiling, Ronbo. And anyone will tell you that he's the lowest ceiling out of all 5 of these quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
And probably what you're seeing now is about as good as it's going to get. That's and you can see that happening in some guys too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, Jimmy's not a bum. Like, Jimmy got us to a Super Bowl. If you're gonna fucking throw Jimmy to the wolves and you're gonna go trade up and give your whole, future away, go for the guy that actually has the ability to be a lot better than Jimmy or give you something that Jimmy can't do. You know what I mean? Don't draft another Jimmy.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I really do think it's gonna be Fields though, and like we've been saying, mostly because everybody's attached Mac Jones to the 49ers. When that happens, it's usually just the opposite. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be any different.
That's the thing, Ronbo. Before I go, I could see Kyle liking Jones. I could see Peters liking Fields. I could see Lynch liking Lance. You know what I mean? They've all got different things here.
They're all sitting in the same room, Lee. Oh, God. All right, time out, guys. I'm telling you right now, though, when we come back here tomorrow, let's put our thinking caps on and stop with the bias. Oh, God, this is going to be fun. I bet you're right. Who would you trust out of those three people?
Out of all three of them?
Yeah, Peters,
Man,
Lynch, or
Oh,
Kyle.
I'd probably go with Peters because he's a scout, Ronbo. That's
Oh,
how he's
there you
made his
go.
living.
Lee has made his choice. Lee, we ran out of time, though. We gotta
Thank you,
go.
Ronbo. Shout out to Shea
Hey,
for his draft. I just seen it, and thanks for everything you do, Ronbo. Shout out to everyone. Go
thanks, man.
Niners.
Talk to you later. Oh, God. God, that's it. There's a thing. Kyle, Adam Peters. Man, I think I agree. Peters has just been doing this for so long and built that Denver team. Ellis! Ellis. Ellis, what's up? Come on in, man.
What's up, fam?
I was sitting there ruminating over Mac and how the media has attached him so tightly to the red and gold. It's really funny. And it's picking up momentum. They refuse to give us feels. Lance is somebody they mention on occasion, at least, but nobody says anything about feels. So it's pretty funny. Ellis?
Hello?
Yeah. How long you been gone? Ellis, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, because I was wondering we had a bad connection. And then Cynthia Freeland says that the Jets are not going to pick up Zach Wilson. They're going to pick up an offensive lineman, and the 49ers will pick up Zach Wilson. But Ellis, are you biting on this hook, though? Is the media telling the truth? Is it going to be the big Bama man, Jones?
I don't know. I'm gonna be disappointed like a lot of the other guys. I haven't been screaming Justin Fields like a lot of the other fellas. I've been more Trey Lance, but man, I'll take Justin Fields. I'll take Trey Lance over Mac Jones. Just saying. Mm-hmm. And I think he's done some good work, but realistically, he's played about from what I've seen, the same amount of games as Trey Lance, if I'm not mistaken, and Zach Wilson. They kind of all pretty much have played. Yeah, they all. If I'm not mistaken, they say he played. I don't know. Is it how many years has he started? Or correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I thought I heard something different. I don't know. But he was behind Hurts and he was behind Tagovailoa all the last few years. Uh-huh. So he got about as many games as Trey Lance at this point, and Zach Wilson as well. So, when we're talking about who's played longer, and I mean, maybe Mac Jones has some developmental things and some maturity things that I think can kind of maybe be something that's valid in a lot of coaching eyes, and it should be valid to some degree. For me, I'm more concerned about his inability in the pocket. If our line breaks down and things don't go correctly, what's he going to do? How is he going to be able to get around and do things, quickly? And we need some guys that are really athletic. And I think between Wilson, Fields, and Trey Lance, we'll have that option available to us. But I don't know, man. I'm getting tired of worrying about it.
Yeah. It'd be nice if we could talk about other positions for a while, but since they made that trade up, that's all everybody talks about. After free agency, and the 49ers a week or so later make that trade up, and oh, man. No, we don't even think about remember we was talking about cornerbacks for a minute? Ain't nobody talking about cornerbacks. Ain't nobody talking about corners, offensive linemen. Nobody's talking about anything but
Michael Parsons, Jason Owe, all these other guys, man. There's so many guys that I'm gonna be crushed seeing who gets who, because a lot of the teams are gonna get better after this draft. You better believe it.
That's every year.
And the Dolphins will be one of them. The Dolphins will be one of them if they don't go and try to get Deshaun Watson or something crazy like that. They'll be able to use all their picks. They have 2 first-round picks. They're so rich in the first round, with talent and everything. And if he's not choosing to go quarterback, then they could trade back a few spots and still stay in the first round and just really have fun, man. So I just wish that we could be in that position right now, because of just the draft is really, it's just, man, you can kind of get what you want. Like, where do you want a great player at, in which position? You can have, you got your pick. You got your pick in the first round. You know what I mean? So, and then some in the second round too. I've seen Asante Samuel and some other guys getting picked. So, I'm going. What's up? How you doing? So my bad, Ronbo. I'm over here at dinner right now, celebrating with family. But no,
good.
It's all good though. No, it's all good. But yeah, so I'm just I'm just looking to get this thing put to bed. And Kyle could be playing. I just was just thinking, this was just something I thought about. Kyle could just be doing this just to scare the shit out of a lot of other teams and coaches by moving up to the third. He might not even have really any intentions. Not saying that that's what he's doing. I'm just kind of thought about it, because then what if he did that and then drafted back up and got some of those picks back and kind of let some other team come in, like the Falcons or the Eagles or something like that, since the Eagles got put back up to 12 where we were at. I mean, not to say he would ever do anything like that, but I'm only saying, what if something different happens at number one? Mm-hmm. What if Justin Fields goes at number one? What if, Lawrence goes at 2?
And he doesn't like Trey Lance.
Or or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. So it's just, I don't want to steady talk about this so much that we don't get to focus on all the other great talent that's in the draft and how we can try to make some other additions that we really need. There's some great linebackers out there, man. Amari Gaynor from Florida State is a beast, and he'll probably be a second or third round. But I mean, we're going to need to fill some of these spots. I think safety we might be okay, but we'll probably still get a safety. But we don't need as many. We don't need like 2 safeties. So I just pray he doesn't waste picks doing that.
Yeah. Well,
what if he got 2 quarterbacks, Ronbo?
What if we got 2 quarterbacks?
What if Kyle went and got 2 quarterbacks?
I would not be surprised, because Kyle is very weird about quarterbacks, and they did that in Washington, remember? So don't put it past them. I don't know. Josh Rosen is sitting around waiting for his chance. So your drafted guys, you're not gonna be able to keep all of them. So probably not this year. But Kyle, well, you have to check the boxes with Kyle. What we like, Kyle's mind doesn't work the same way. This is why I can't. It's hard to know what he's going to do with that number 3, who it is. So, anyway, then we get back to dinner. And Ellis, give my best to the family. Have a happy Easter weekend. I'm going to see you Sunday, though, if you get a chance, huh?
Yeah, yes, indeed, Brother Ronbo. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to all the Ronbo Sports fans and the faithful, all the the good people in the chat. Hit that like and subscribe.
Thanks, Ellis.
Y'all don't get too caught up into this quarterback stuff, because at the end of the day, a decision's going to be made, and we still got to get ready for next season. And we'll get those picks back some way, somehow. Don't forget the players we got on here. I hate to say that, but it's going to be some guys getting turned into some more picks and some money next year. Mm-hmm. But all right, family.
All right, fam. Night, Ellis.
Peace and love. Always.
Gotcha. All right. And
hey, Ronbo.
Yo.
Hey, Ronbo.
Is that you, Salvador?
Hey, this is Rudy.
Oh,
Rudy.
Oh, no.
Hey, I just popped in. I just popped in real quick. I'm sorry to be rude.
No, you ain't.
But I don't think you read my super chat a while ago.
No, I did. I read it. Well, I didn't really get into it. I read it though. Rudy, you said something bad about where's that? You said something bad. Oh yeah. No, I did. Kyle's never successfully drafted, coached up a young quarterback. Kyle drafted C.J. Beathard in 2017 and passed on Mahomes, Watson. That's all you need to know. Ouch, and comical rolling emotion. Rudy, the thing is, I would beg to differ that Kyle does a worse job of drafting quarterbacks and training them up than McVay.
I wouldn't trust him, Ronbo. I hope you guys make the right decision for your sake, Ronbo. We're rivals, but I hope you guys finally get your QB, and we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna let you go. You got other guys. I didn't hear it. Hear you announce my super chat, and I took off, and I came back and I didn't see it. But you have a good night, man, and stay safe, and I'll talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for the contribution, Rudy. Have a good night. Okay. And bring that entertainment to the chat. Good night. if you're in the Southern Cal area, go to the Comedy Factory. I believe, is that the Comedy Store or the Comedy Factory? I bet you Rudy has to be doing stand-up in one of those clubs. Hey, Salvador! Sal?
Hello?
Salvador. Come on
Right,
in, man.
Ronbo.
Yeah, man.
How's it going? How's it going? Long time.
It's going great, man. You know, it's a holiday weekend, you know. But Sal, we're trying to figure out, you know, the is it real or not real that everybody believes that Mac is on his way to San Francisco?
So, man, that's why I didn't really want to move up to all the way to number 3 because it's just going to be speculation. And the truth, you know, sprinkled in there. But, you know, this media talk, you know, they're going to dig us out and, you know, rip us apart. But hopefully we hold on Jimmy until we get good enough value to, you know, make sense to get rid of him. You know, where was the report today about the first round pick? Is that was reported?
Yeah, they've been saying that for days. The 49ers will take a first-round pick. 49ers, in the meantime, aren't saying anything, but the media is. It's a first-round pick.
That's a high price, and I don't think, you know, when people say first-round pick, you know, it's not going to be a top 10, not a top 20. It's going to be a pick in the 20s and the 30s. Chicago's around there. They're, you know, they might bite. You know, they might bite on a trade. But you know, we're not going to move up that high with the Jimmy pick. I think the conversation that we're going to look back for him would be that second round pick, even a third, or a couple picks later on down the line. But I really want to hold on to him just because we're not going to go in with the rookie and be successful. It's going to be a 2 and 3 year plan if we're going to be going in with the rookie.
Especially with this team, it's not like we're rebuilding. You want to get the guys together that have been there, done that for now.
It's a reloading, retooling thing. You know, I'm a Jimmy supporter, but you know, it's just uncertainty of how long he's gonna last. Yeah, I could always, you know, defend him, saying, you know, the 16-game season, yeah, he played it all. Whatever about the playbook and him being, not opening the offense, but he was still playing and we were winning. Okay, when he doesn't play, we suck. We don't have quarterbacks if he's not playing. That's why they're holding on to him. Yeah, so we're in that position. You know, when we traded for him, they were probably split on him back then, and you know we had to pay him, or we didn't have to pay him, but we paid him. So we're still in a position where we can move him around. We're not tied to him. You know, we don't owe him $40 million this year or anything. We owe him $25 million. We re-signed half the team, if not more, all the guys. So let's get a young guy in there. If not, let's do what we do all the draft, wheel and deal. Move back a pick or two, and let's get some picks. And you know, play around. Maybe that quarterback, we could get him at 5. You know, let's make Atlanta move up. Let's get some picks back.
Could have said that in the first place. There was no need, if you really want Mac Jones to move up to 3. You could have went up to 6.
Well, check it out. We're swapping the pick. The third round, all that house money, Ronbo. That's a compensation pick, you know, for Robert Saleh. It was a rule that they put that, you know, that came into effect. That's the only reason we got that pick. So that's house money. Okay, we're gonna move these picks. So you know, 2 first rounders, that's worth it for a quarterback. Let's move around in the first 2 picks. Play around at 3, 4, 5. You know, let's get some picks back so we can reload this team in the back end, or you know, use those picks, and you know, move back into the first round like we always do. We need some playmakers.
And right, we do every year, back into the first round again.
Yeah.
Can't do it this year though. You're out of picks now because you got rid of 22 and 23, the first rounders, which I would like to see.
First rounders, yeah, but yeah. Well, I guess if you're gonna move back into the first, you need to give up a first.
Yeah,
I didn't
for
think about that.
next year's first, but you can't do it now.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Well, so who are you thinking, Ronbo? Have you give your thoughts about that? Who you liking?
Yeah, I
Honestly,
don't have because I don't really have. I've not looked at quarterbacks and seen enough to really make a really intelligent evaluation. I do like Trey Lance. So of the highlights of all the guys, I like Lance. When he sailed that ball from deep in his own territory, the ball looked like it had been shot from a satellite in space, a smart missile. Somebody like, you know how they do in those army movies where the guy will put a laser on a target and all of a sudden you'll see this rocket come shooting in and take out the target? I said, that was not a human throw unless they speed the camera up or something on that shot. Lance let that ball go and look like it had been shot from a howitzer. And then they showed him running down the field. The dude is a tank. He's running over people. I says, who is this guy?
He's a big boy.
That's Trey Lance, huh?
But,
I said, damn.
But
wow.
You Ronbo, you fell in love with that drill, huh? Running to the left, running to the right, cross body throw, 60 yards, 60-yard bomb. Man,
it was Zack
I can't
Wilson?
stand that because everybody's doing that throw. Running to the left, throwing that across the body.
And that's going to get somebody hung up too. Keep doing that.
I can't stand that throw because that throw reminds me of Russell Wilson and freaking Kyler Murray, those guys. So I know that we're gonna get a smart quarterback, and that motherfucker is gonna be Mac Jones. I hate it, but it's gonna be him.
There you go. Sal has spoken. He came all the way back to that. Sal, we're out of time though.
I know.
I didn't know you were gonna come at the end and love it. Let's see you Sunday if you get
All
a
right,
chance.
Ronbo, you have a good night.
You too.
Yeah. All right. You have a good night. Bye bye.
Yeah. You know what? It's gonna be like, I don't know. They don't do it now, but when you're a kid, your mom would give you that. You don't do a spoonful of medicine anymore. You got to take a spoonful of this nasty thing. Your mom give it to you, but it's because it's good for you. Because they going to be 49ers. Could it be that we get Mac Jones because he's good for us and he's not as bad as we think? Tony, thanks, Tony, for that contribution. Sean McVay is going to be the 49ers quarterback coach in 2022 after the Rams missed the playoffs, sending a top 10 pick to Detroit. And the 49ers are going to trade. Tony should add to it. And the 49ers actually trade to the Rams to get the services of Sean McVay. I wonder if anybody's ever done that anymore. That happened a long time ago, but you can't trade for a coach. I don't think so now.
Hello, sir. How you been?
Oh, it's Nate. Hey, Nate, what's up? Nate, we're just great.
All right, I got an argument. For Mac Jones. If you want to hear it, I can give you I can sell you snow to an Eskimo right now. What I'm hearing.
That takes talent. All right, let's hear it.
All right, NCAA record 70, completion percentage 77.4, passing yards 4,500, school record, passing rating NCAA record for the whole, 2031 record. QBR rating record. That's his record. He beat Kyle Murray, and he also beat Joe Burrows for the QBR 96.1. Accurate as hell.
Nate, I think it's the infatuation with mobile quarterbacks that people are giving Mac Jones such a hard time.
He'll fit it right into the system. He will learn it. He'll pick it up right away. Guaranteed. He's third on the board on Phil Simms' quarterback list.
The chat hates it. You know what? I don't have a feeling one way or the other. If we get Mac Jones, I'm not going to be bothered because I figure Kyle knows what he's doing. But it's really funny. The guys that are getting all the love are not Mac Jones, but you just gave enough numbers there. He should be getting a little more respect than he's getting.
No, he's really accurate. He can throw spirals, everything. He's good, man. I'm telling you, he'll fit right into the system. He's the guy. He's Kyle Shanahan's kind of guy. It literally is. If you look at his numbers and everything.
I agree. I said that when I first saw him. I wasn't watching college ball like I don't. And when I saw him, though, against the national championship, saw enough of that to see that guy's got Shanahan written all over him, doesn't he? The same guy.
He does. But the thing is that Detroit is also looking for a successor. They can drop down to 7 and get some picks. You know, that works, man. If they're looking for something mobile, they can definitely pick it up. You know, we can drop down to 7 right there and pick up the next 2 draft picks, or one more draft pick for next year, number 1.
Oh, number 1 from next year. Can you imagine the 49ers doing that? And then go down and get Kyle Pitts.
And draft Mac Jones.
Get Mac Jones,
and
too,
get Mac Jones. And nobody will argue about it either because they got 1 pick back.
Well, yeah. Depends on what they do with that 1 pick, though. Because there's a lot of talent in this draft, but does it fit what we like to do in Santa Clara and all those kind of things? It looks like and Trey, Shay has something to say about this, Nate. He says, I'll debate Nate and Tony that Fields is better. Let's bring it. Nate, are you just bringing the facts about Mac Jones, or are you a Mac Jones
Yeah, I'm
supporter?
bringing the facts. I'm writing them down. I wrote them down just for you. Complete percentage, 77.4. Passing yard school record, 4,500.
No, I heard it. I'm just wondering, are you behind Mac Jones? I mean, you brought the info, but are you a guy that wants to see Mac Jones come to San Francisco?
I'm telling you, man. He fits right into the system. He can learn the system really fast. He's not stupid, and he has a throwing arm. He has it. He has it. He can make throws in tight coverage. I mean, this guy is, they're comparing him to like Tom Brady, You know that, right?
I heard that the other day. But I don't know anybody about, people got to stop comparing to Brady. But I mean, the thing is that you put him up there. And also somebody said he was a lot like Matty Ryan, too. So Kirk Cousins.
That's what they think, but he got a better arm. He's got a better arm. Everybody's trying to compare him to Kirk Cousins. Everybody's worried about him, but he's not. He's not something you can worry. He's got a mind. He's got quick feet.
Yeah.
He can, he's not. He can move in the pocket. Isn't that the Kyle Shanahan kind of guy?
Because Kyle wants you to keep your eyes on the field. You can have great feet and avoid pressure, but actually he really wants you to stay there and watch the downfield action. Well, you know what? It's really a tough call because if that's the case and you blitz out of that pocket too soon, that's going to be a problem for Kyle. We'll see what he does, though.
Phil Simms has also got Zach Wilson as an Aaron Rodgers type over Trevor Lawrence. He wants Zach Wilson is number 1 on his list. Zach Wilson's his guy.
Yeah, because that boy makes some crazy throws. So this could be interesting. Yeah, I think the Jets.
All right, man. Well, that's all I got to say, man. You can keep the arguments to yourself. I won't call in for another year. Nobody can argue with me. I said it back.
Nate always says that after he drops a dime. Don't bother him. He's leaving. You're not gonna get a chance to get at him. Night, Nate. We'll see you next year.
You leave it out. Hey, I just told you the numbers, man. The numbers talk for themselves.
Yeah.
That's a fact right there. QB number 1 record, man. He owns that record, man. 96.1 QBR.
That's up
in
there.
college.
Yeah,
that's excellent. That's excellent. We look for accuracy here in San Francisco. Accuracy.
It's absolutely true.
All right, man. You take it easy. Have a good night, man.
You too, Nate. Take care. Hey, it is TNT Nice. Nice.
Ronbo, what's up?
Denise, man, we're sitting there having fun, getting people all concerned about, because if we hear, and get ready, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, you're also going to hear it's going to intensify that Mac Jones is Kyle Shanahan's favorite quarterback. And those of us who absolutely do not want that are not going to be happy. Start attacking these guys on their Twitter pages and things like that. But Denise, what are you thinking? Is that something you're concerned about?
Hell yeah, I'm concerned. Shit. I don't want that white motherfucker in my fucking offense, and I ain't bullshitting.
Denise, easy. Remember, children love what adults say.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was not a racist comment, by the way, people, because I am white, so let's just get that shit straight.
I thought for a moment there
Let me
it
throw
was
that
Kim
shit right out there.
Kardashian.
No, I don't like her either. So I'm an equal opportunity hater.
Hey, I don't know, Tommy Huxley's wife or Denise. Who do we give the award to tonight? Well, Denise, with that said,
no, dude,
tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ronbo. I'm sorry, dude. I can't see it. I'm sorry, I just can't. You do not give up that kind of draft capital and draft Macaroni Jones. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
You do not draft Mac and Cheese Jones. Like, here's what I think's funny, okay? So the media says, oh, Justin Fields, I heard he's got a terrible work ethic. He sucks, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I said, now, let me analyze something a little quick for everybody. So you're telling me the person who took his shirt off at the pro day that was rock fucking solid with the 12-pack and the person who took his shirt off at the pro day that looked like he drank a 12-pack, who's got a better work ethic than Justin Fields? That's what we're saying?
I hope not. Justin looked pretty cut up on that 40.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, last time I checked, working out takes work. And Mac Jones don't look like he knows where the gym's at. He looked like he's lost. Mac Jones is like, I'm sorry, P. He probably had to ask his teammates, I'm sorry, homie, where's the gym again? Shit, I forgot I drank too much last night.
Maybe took a little sip today, too. Easy. But, the thing is about Mac Jones is those are the kind of guys, baseball players look like that. So the best baseball players I've ever seen look like Mac Jones, which is very interesting.
I mean, dude, and you know what? I should apologize to the fans because I'm not a body shamer. I'm just saying. I just think it's so horrible that people are talking about Justin Fields' work ethic, and I'm like, did you guys watch the same pro day I did? Because I'll be the first to admit that I don't watch a lot of college sports. I don't. But I'm like, okay, one goes to the gym and one does not.
No, I thought that was shocking too. Somebody put that in the chat. That's the first time I've seen that Justin Fields has a poor work ethic. I said, what, really? Where'd that come from?
No, that's what the media is saying. I'm not saying that. That's what the media is saying.
No, I saw that in the chat. Even before you mentioned that, I just didn't think much of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. Do we have a trader? I mean, not a trader, but a counterfeit Big Show in here. We'll keep an eye on that Big Show.
That's what the chat's saying, that there's a counterfeit Big Show. How dare them?
Okay, we'll take care of
that. But honestly, Ronbo, I swear to God, I am going to be breathing, hyperventilating into a brown paper bag before number 3 is called.
You know what, Denise?
I'm not lying.
I don't bet anymore, but if I had to bet, I don't think it's going to be the guy that the media is pinning to Kyle. Every year we don't do what the media says we're going to do every year. I mean, each and every year.
And here's my thing, Ronbo. Let's think about this. Do you honestly think, we all know that John loves to move up and move back, you know what I mean? Like, move all over the draft board. That's what they've done since they've come in. Do we honestly think that they would move and spend all that draft capital up to number 3 to pick Mac Jones when they could have, given up maybe one first or something to move up,
number 6.
2 or 3 spots?
Yeah, trade with the Eagles. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what that was. So, yeah.
I don't get it. That's my thing. And I think that's why the fans are so upset, is because we're like, it's not that we're all like, oh my God.
You don't like Mac Jones. It's not, horrible. It's not even about that. It's about the assets.
Yeah, it's like Mac Jones is fine if you're picking him at 12 or you're picking him at 8 or 6.
Yeah.
But you don't move up to number 3 for Macaroni Jones. I'm sorry. You just do not.
Oh, I really, and the way Chris Sims explains it,
I really
Kyle just wanted to make sure. Go ahead.
Oh, whatever. And you know what Kyle Shanahan said about that? Kyle Shanahan said, I haven't talked to Chris Sims in 2 years.
I know, right?
2 years.
He made that clear. It's like when you hear Chris say something, I don't talk to him because I know he's going to go tell everybody. I said, see, Kyle, I knew it. Chris comes on like he's just talked to you a few minutes ago every time he gets on his show. I knew it. No way,
Ronbo,
Shanahan.
Do you remember last year, it came out after the draft, by the way, it came out after the draft that he already knew that Kyle was high on Brandon Ayuk, and that's why he did not put him in his top receiver list.
It's amazing.
That's what came out. And that came out of Chris Sims' mouth. That came out after the draft.
I tell you, Denise, we're going to go, and it's going to be fun to expose Chris.
Sorry. Okay.
He's going to lose all his credibility this year. Next year, nobody's going to pay any attention to him. If Kyle does not pick Mac Jones, people are going to be all over Chris Sims. He could be done. So,
oh, dude,
Denise.
seriously, if we don't pick Mac Jones, Denise is going to be doing the happy dance. And if we do pick Mac Jones, Denise is going to be in the bathroom throwing up.
Denise, you'll be okay. Let me see you Sunday, okay?
All right, Ronbo.
She's too much
Shout
fun
out
tonight.
to everybody. Hope everyone's having a blessed Easter.
Yes, indeed. Happy Easter. Thanks, Denise.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And Tommy Huxley says, Rudy said the Lambs swept the Niners 2017 and 18. 2017. Yeah, they did beat us in 20. Did they beat us in 2017? And 2018, they did win in 2018. That was their good year. But 2017, I forgot what happened there. Only the Super Bowl run year, dum-dum. That's true. And the only 2 wins we had in 2016 was the Rams. That says a lot. I mean, that speaks volumes. Mass Drawer says Mac Jones is shaped like the old Larry Holmes. His love handles were jiggling nonstop. Yeah, Mac's not really crazy about working out. It's funny, though. The only part of him that's really out of shape like that is his midsection. So I guess Mac does do a lot of brew. I wonder what he likes. He looks like a guy that would. He probably likes. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, we're trying to figure out what kind of beer does Mac Jones enjoy. I got. He probably likes stout malts. All right, what's that? The newest. You know, he's got to. But anyway, we're concerned about Mac Jones. And being connected to Kyle Shanahan, at least a lot of people are. I don't have a real strong feeling one way or the other. Jay, but how do you feel about Mac Jones? Is he a person you want to avoid, or do you have a special pick at 3?
I agree with everybody else. We will sell the far where you could have got him at 10 or 8. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that's. I think it's just a thing that they're just throwing out there, see if anybody catch it, and then they're going to draft somebody else. I don't think they're going to draft Mac Jones. If they do, man, people are going to be calling for their head because we should not have traded all these, 3 picks for Mac Jones. I agree with everybody else is saying.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
It's spending way too much for Mac Jones. So, yeah, that's why it cannot be. Go ahead.
You doing that to get somebody who is special. You know what I'm saying? You did that to try to get, like, Trevor Lawrence, which, you know what I'm saying, he still may not be out of the picture. You know what I'm saying? But never know how the draft might fall. So, they did that to. So they're gonna try to swap picks with the Jets. I got a feeling they're gonna swap picks with the Jets. Jets probably told them we're not gonna trade for to 12, but if you could get to 3, we could handle that. You know what I'm saying? And I believe they're gonna swap picks with the Jets. So we're gonna get Zach Wilson. It doesn't make sense to them just to go get Mac Jones. I'm sorry. Like everybody said, we could get him at 12 if he falls there depending on, who else needs a quarterback. I know Atlanta needs a quarterback. I know Carolina Panthers need a quarterback. So, and, I would take him over Trey Lance. Trey Lance, the issue with Trey Lance is he hasn't played enough college football for me to pick him. You know what I'm saying? Just like Mitch Trubisky or whatever his name is, he only started 1 year. So, you know what I'm saying? You
gotta be careful about those kind of guys. True.
Right. You gotta have 3 years. Your athleticism might make you be able to have a good season, your rookie season, because people ain't got tape on you. But then that next year, they got tape on you, and then they go tweak and show your weaknesses, and then people gonna be like, "What happened? He had a good last year." It's because he hasn't played enough games, man. You gotta play enough games in college football so you can translate in the pros. That's just as simple as that. And then on top of that, if we can't get Zach Wilson, I will try to get Justin Fields. But, and it's no knock on Matt Jones whatsoever. He could be the next Tom Brady, but you don't know. You don't know who you.
Oh,
that's what
true.
I'm saying. People who don't. You don't know what you're getting until they are on the field.
Yeah.
Plus, you know what I'm saying, we still have a weak. We still got a weak right side line. So that's why I'm leaning towards, if we can't get Zach Wilson, get Justin Fields, somebody who can actually move out of the pocket, get out, and do his thing. So my thing is, we can't have a statue back there. He's gonna get killed just like Jimmy did. If people want to blame Jimmy, you can't blame Jimmy. You gotta. It's 50-50. That line plus Jimmy. Jimmy don't know how to throw the ball away. So if he figured that out, and that's the reason why he gets injured, because he holds on to the ball. I don't know. I just feel like we're not gonna trade all these picks to get Matt Jones. It don't make sense. When they could have went down 4 spots at number 8 and got Matt Jones that way. You know what I'm saying? So
we're gonna find out, because the hype is gonna get harder and harder on the Jones boy between now and 29th. I can just feel it. And then, because he does actually look like a Kyle Shanahan quarterback, I think that's why everybody thinks that's going to happen. And then there's word.
It's two Ronbo that we always throw a monkey wrench, just like we drafted Brandon Ayuk. You know what I'm saying? We
draft back up in the first round.
Right. That's what I said the last time I called. They might get a running back. They might get Nigel Harris. So everybody needs to chill out. I'm just saying.
I love it.
I'm just saying.
We got to go, Phil.
They will throw a bench in a heartbeat.
I hear you, man.
All right, Ronbo.
We'll see you Sunday. Have a great Easter weekend, too. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. You have a good one.
Thanks, fam. Oh, God. I got a feeling Mac Jones, when you go to a microbrew and they bring you the samples around, and they'll set, if you're talking with a few friends, they set the samples down on the table. You look down and see if there's any samples. There's none, because one guy took all the samples down. Dude, I didn't even get to taste. I didn't get to taste any. Oh, you might want to try that light Pilsner. Thanks. Hey, Clarence. Oh, by the way, we found out who the Big
Ronbo,
Show.
what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight?
Great. We just found out Big Show Jr. is JJ. JJ, keep up the good work.
Ain't that a blip?
Don't you love it? Big Show and JJ have had this bizarre relationship going on for some time now, so I'm not surprised. But Clarence, about the guy named Mac Jones,
Oh, have mercy.
Right? The NFL has pretty much decided that we're taking. I mean, the NFL analysts have all decided that we're taking. We're definitely taking Mac Jones. Are you taking Mac Jones?
We ain't taking no Mac Jones. I'm sorry, Ronbo. We ain't taking no Mac Jones. What was the first thing that was said when Kyle and John got hired? What was it? No leaks. I'm telling you, they ain't.
Yeah, it's a good point.
The only leak that's going out is some, how you would call draft craft, where you've got some, sources from the San Francisco 49ers, supposedly leaking some stuff to the media, just to put a little, get the focus off of other folks, and
well, the 49ers never respond to this.
Manipulate the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's,
like I said, no leaks. That's one thing. That's the kicker right there. Next thing, my thing is, if you take the three in this case the four quarterbacks in mention here, Wilson, Lance, Fields, and Jones. Let's start with Wilson, the obvious choice here. Yeah. Wilson, all 32 teams could use him. Let's see here, and
Trey
Jones.
Lance. Yeah.
I don't think. See, with Jones, he's a system quarterback to me. He's not transcendental. He's not like game changing.
Oh yeah.
Like if you flipped Mac Jones and Fields on their respective teams, if Fields was on Alabama, they wouldn't have lost any games at any time and blown everybody out. If you put Mac Jones on Ohio State, I don't think you can say the same thing.
Wouldn't that be fun? That's interesting. Would Mac Jones have been successful in Ohio as he was in Bama? You know what, though? He had his weaponry in Bama was just, that's a dream come true for any quarterback. Yeah. My God.
Yeah.
Oh, he had
exactly. It's like dream. It's like USA Dream Team, Barcelona.
I mean,
USA basketball.
God, that was just whoa.
And he was Chris Mullin.
Yeah, right. I mean, first USA team to go to the Olympics was just ridiculous with talent. When the U.S. decided to go pro because we were tired of the Russians winning after they beat us at one time, finally. That's it, the college kids. We're going pros next time, So yeah.
Screw you guys. But no, that's the argument there. It's like I don't think it's Mac Jones. It's like I think Niners gave David Lombardi and some of our local folks a little bit of cachet and said hey,
and they rolled with it.
Just put a little bit of this out, put a little bit of that out. Don't say it flat out, but
do you wonder sometimes if some writers do have some
applies, no leaks?
Well, so I'm saying, do you wonder sometimes if some writers have some affiliations when they always say they have source? They never name the source. You already automatically know it's BS. But every now and then they go ahead and they name the source, and you don't know the name sometimes doesn't equate with anybody you've ever heard of with this 49ers organization, right? So I always wonder, okay, James Bobbitt said this and that. Who's he? And what? So it's pretty funny. These guys are good writers. They get you going. You gotta click.
Yeah, you gotta click. Exactly. Yeah. They put the highlight out. You gotta click. That's the way it is nowadays. It's not like you pick up. It's like before back in the day when we were kids. You'd have to have like 4 or 5 newspapers to catch everybody's column or everybody's work. Now you just have your phone and you just go here and you go there. It's much easier than it was back in the day. So
I used, you know what I used to do, Clarence? I used to get so mad. I've finally grown up, though, on that. But I used to get so mad with some writers saying things about the 49ers. I go over to their Twitter page and just bomb them. I had a couple that actually responded. But normally, you can't get it out of your system. You got to go talk to this guy. The hell are you talking about? And you just get into whatever he's saying, you know?
yeah, because back in the day, you had to write a letter to see somebody out.
Oh, it's so strange. Well, Clarence, are you going to have a great weekend? It's Easter weekend. I know you should. All right. Let's.
So you have a happy Easter and God bless your family, okay?
Thanks. Clarence, back at you. It doubles.
All right.
See you Sunday if you get a chance. All right.
All right, take care. Shout out. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Will. And here's Norm. Norm!
What is the day?
It is
when I get to say what I really got to say.
And?
All right. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It's Niners all day, even when I'm not wearing the colors.
I seen that coming, Norm.
It's red and black. Actually, the Niners fans got to really wake their game up because
as long as you got that much red, Norm, you're still qualified.
Red and gold. Red and gold is the Niners is the colors that they talk about, but there's 4 colors of the San Francisco 49ers. What colors are they, Ronbo?
Black, white, red, and gold.
Black, white, red, and gold.
Yes.
And I'm all 4 of those colors. So anyway, the red and gold Niners are caught in a genjutsu just like the rest of the NFL. If you don't know what a genjutsu is, Google it. The genjutsu is that because the 49ers moved up to get a quarterback, some people outside of the franchise feel like Jimmy G is gone because they picked that. But a lot of people who are in the empire, like me, I look at it like I have people ask me, if you were a GM, what would you do? Ask me if I was a pimp, what would I do?
If you asked if you were what?
If I was a pimp, what would I do?
If you was pimping,
because that's what a GM is, right?
Yeah.
If I was a pimp, would I have 2 bad chicks better than 1?
God. I'm not going to get involved in this tomorrow.
What if I needed a good wife that needed a good wife? Like what? This is what the Niners are putting themselves in, kind of like the Patriots did when they beat the Seahawks, when they beat the team that we hate so bad, the Seahawks, the ones that be talking smack about us the most, like Rudy. Shout out to Rudy, okay? Because you know what? I'm done trolling Rudy because I'm a troll like Rudy. And Rudy looked like somebody who been around Nip. He probably from LA. Like he probably been around Nip all day when he was alive and well. Even when he's still alive and well. Shout out to Nip. Like, long live the great. Anyway, I'm from Cali, so you feel me? I had to put that out there. Anyway, but I'm from NorCal, home of these Niners that's really putting some real game on y'all though. That's got the whole NFL caught in the genjutsu. Who is Mac Jones? Who is Zach Fields or Zach Wilson or Justin Fields or whatever field Wilson thinks that Mac Jones is in? I'm a Mac and I'm a Jones. And I know damn well the Niners ain't finna get Mac Jones. And I've just came from a group that hates Jimmy G so much that they don't want Mac Jones because of Jimmy G. Regardless of what I've seen on the news.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I've seen on the news, guys. There's 2 things that I picked up on the news that I want the whole empire to look at. That's gonna make the empire really be everything Lucius Lyon was talking about Cookie. Okay, it's 2 things I want y'all to look at. That smile that Kyle Shanahan had on his face. Remember that smile that Kyle Shanahan had on his face? When they found out that they went to get the 3rd round pick for a quarterback, when they said that they were going to keep Jimmy G. How you have 2 bad chicks on your team, bro, and not think you finna be in a position to win a Super Bowl when you already set up your team to win a Super Bowl no matter who the quarterback was? They get the last quarterback that's in this draft and win the Super Bowl. Stop playing with me, bro. If you want to pay attention to the other thing that I'm talking about besides Kyle Shanahan's smile, is what, Ronbo? What? John Lynch's hairline.
I knew you were going to
The offense and the The offense and the defense of 2021 looks just like John Lynch's hairline. Say I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody on the comment section, since y'all tell me about everything, tell me I'm lying. That's why they wanted to strengthen the quarterback position to me. So look, I know like everybody was like, why didn't you watch Pro Day? And I wasn't on Niners all day on Pro Day when quarterbacks are throwing the football in their pajamas, when in their PE clothes, when they don't have an O-line like the one we had last year, and they don't have defenses like the ones that that have the likes of Shaq Barrett and Ndamukong Suh and Jason Pierre-Paul. Oh, stop playing with me, bro. I'm not a Buccaneers fan, but my father-in-law was.
Yeah,
so that's why I tapped in so much. And he passed away 4 years ago. So I really cried when the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl. But I'm a Niners fan. I'm Niners all day.
Yeah, no, especially when they're playing the Chiefs. That's okay.
Stop. Okay, listen. This is for the Niners fans that are so hurt about the last time the Chiefs beat us. This is why the Niners are doing what they're doing. Because they paid attention to all that. What the Buccaneers did and what the Chiefs didn't do. Mm-hmm. Which is the same reason why they beating the Chiefs all offseason. Y'all don't see that because y'all don't pay attention to John Lynch's hairline. See, John Lynch's hairline looks like a lot of things. I was wrong, okay? This is for everybody in the group that want me to admit that I was wrong. I was wrong about something. I was wrong about John Lynch's hairline. I said it looked like the stock market. But at that press conference, John Lynch's hairline looked like the stock market when he was in the league winning the Super Bowls for the Buccaneers. Now that he's a general manager for the Niners, his hairline looks like the Wu-Tang sign. You know what I'm talking about? It's nothing to what? It's nothing to what? Wu-Tang Clan was nothing to what? John Lynch's hairline is nothing to what? Man, stop. Mac Jones. As far as I know, Mac Jones, with everything that's going on with Deshaun Weinstein in Houston, Mac Jones is going to Houston, where his jersey number will be 331. Will be 313. Will be 213-830-8004, whatever number Mac Jones' number was. And then when he goes to win his division, they're gonna be in an interview and they're gonna be like, "What do you got?" His only reply is gonna be, "Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me." Just imagine if we were the team that he was on when he said that press conference. How would y'all feel about that? Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. That's how y'all feel right now, because right now, y'all don't want him. What if he was hot? See, I don't know. I was watching. See, after the press conference, everybody that was in the fan group kept sending me pictures of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan talking to Bill Belichick. What if Bill Belichick was telling, the connection that the Patriots have with the Niners, right?
Yes.
With the Niners fan going over to New England and giving them 6 rings, right? So they gave us their backup, you know what I'm saying, during that process, during that time, just to say thank us, right? But that wasn't the only thing they gave us. They gave us the recipes to keep the NFL in the same genjutsu that the Patriots had the NFL in when they had their dynasty going on in the 20s, 2000s, and 2010s.
Yeah. Norm, we're out of time. But Norm,
we're out of time.
Today's visit was extremely enlightening, and
stop worrying about Mac Jones, Niners fans, okay, and just focus on John Lynch's hairline, because it's showing you the offense of the defense. And that's the way Bill Walsh used to read offenses deep. Look at John Lynch's hairline, because it'll tell you everything that Bill Walsh was telling everybody when Eddie Bartlow wasn't on. I'm out. I'm out, Ronbo. I gotta go. Let somebody else come in.
Sunday.
I'm gonna see you Sunday when it's Niners all day, just like today. When I'm not even wearing the colors.
Again. Norm, I don't want you to leave your house, though. Stay in your house and enjoy yourself. Don't leave. And
I already beat the Rona. I don't care about what anybody else got to say. Bye.
Night, Norm. No, I have no idea what just happened. I know it's like Kenjutsu was one of those knives that chefs use that can cut a piece of paper. It's Kadu. Kadu. Hey, am I pronouncing that right? Kadu or Kadu?
It's Kadu.
Kadu. Got to get that pronunciation right. Kadu, come on in, man. Welcome.
Hey, Ronbo. What's going on?
Man, if When I got to get over Norm for a minute. Let me think a minute. Okay. Cadu, we're talking about Mac Jones being the 49ers' next quarterback.
No, don't talk about Mac Jones. Like, I don't come all the way from Brazil just to hear about Mac Jones. Come on, Ronbo. Come on.
Cadu, you to straighten this matter out then, and delighted to hear from you all the way from Brazil. Mac Jones, the media says that Kyle Shanahan is a lock. Some of you going that far. He will be the 49ers' next pick in the number 3 pick.
No, I have heard about like locks since like Nick Bosa was not the lock from Shanahan.
True.
Like back 2 years ago. That's a lie. That's just like media talk, you know. If we want to go like a lock, we either have Wilson. If we don't have a Wilson, because the Jets, they should have a lock on Wilson, but the Jets, they are the Jets. They can like that Jets themselves out of Wilson, and maybe they choose like they should be the one to choose Jones or Lance. We should not be the ones who choose Lance, who choose anyone else. We choose like a QB1. And if we are gonna talk about QB1, first, my QB1 is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
Okay? If you're gonna talk about someone to come up and say like, "Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo, your time is up."
Yes.
You have 2 guys who can do that, and these guys are like Zach Wilson and Justin Fields. You can't come up to me and say like Trey Lance, who's got like 10 games in 3 years, he's gonna come and say like, "Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo, I know you led the 49ers to a Super Bowl season, but your time's up." Like, there's no way, Ronbo. Like, I am gonna ride with Jimmy Garoppolo until there is a rookie. There's like a guy that is playing his balls out and playing under 50 millions, so we can pay everybody else.
And
This
come in.
happens, I'm fine.
Yes, and that rookie gets trained up, looks razor sharp, and we can say goodbye to Jimmy and let this kid take over. But he's got to keep us winning. If Jimmy keeps us winning, we'll be used to that. And the next quarterback will be in trouble, Cadu, man, because the pressure will be on. If Jimmy wins and the new guy doesn't, oh my God.
Exactly. It's like if you're gonna pick this team apart, like in the last 10 years, we've had 2 QBs that's like have set this team with a winning personality, and that's like Colin and Jimmy. And I don't want to talk about Colin. I want to talk about Jimmy, because I'm down here in Brazil, and I am a fan since the Colin Kaepernick era. So Colin, he has something like that. I see him and I feel something, but every time I see Jimmy Garoppolo, it's like I see Colin Kaepernick all over again, and I don't want to see this all go again for me to have to pick another QB and like, okay, this is my new number 1 QB. No, I have one QB, that's Jimmy Garoppolo, and it's not because he's hurt that I'm gonna leave him like outside. That let's this one last season with Jimmy. If Justin Fields, I like one rookie QB who is Justin Fields. If Justin Fields comes up and he outplays Jimmy Garoppolo, I am all in for Justin Fields because I love the guy. I love the guy, Ronbo.
And winning is everything. Yeah.
Yes, winning is what matters. It's like the Bears when they were like 4-0, and they had like Nick Foles playing like garbage. and like they subbed Mitch Trubisky for Nick Foles, and they were like 4-0. But even though they were 4-0, Mitch Trubisky was playing like garbage, and they played Nick Foles, and Nick Foles won 2 games for them. And that's how it should go for us, because even though like Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, because these are the only 2 QBs that I take for the 49ers. Even though they are really good, they are not as good as Jimmy is this season. We just should understand that.
Dude, I like this conversation. We got to stop. We're out of time, though. And delighted to meet you. Hey, listen, I'll be back Sunday and be looking for you, okay?
All right. I'll be back.
All right, looking for you. Have a great day, Kadu. Bye. Oh, gosh. There's a Big Show who says we need to draft Mutombo Golson from Fresno State. Big Show. I'll go look it up. Because Mutombo plays what position? Anyway, and Shay Lewis makes a return. Shay!
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Shay, man, I'm just sitting here, man. The comedy tonight has been off the hook. I mean, it started early on. Denise came in and went buck wild. Anne Marie, Tommy Huxley's wife, was another highlight tonight. You heard Norm basically completely lost his mind for that whole vibe. It's been too fun.
Genjutsu, or I don't know what my man was talking. My man was on one. Denise, I love Denise. That's that's the TNT first lady. So shout out to her. But she came in on 100. She didn't give anybody time to relax or get the temps to the room. She came in, dove right in, and Tommy Huxley. Shout out to Tommy Huxley. A good guy in the chat, and his wife. I know.
Anne Marie, she's just so charming.
Anne Marie, yeah.
I love the way she swoops in on the conversations. Oh, by the way, somebody Google up Tommy Huxley. He's a very famous musician. Anne Marie says he's just very humble. But go ahead.
Humble. Nice. Shout out to Tommy, man. I gotta check him out. But yeah, Ronbo. I mean, I think we had a good draft today, Ronbo, and we already, we kind of discussed things about Mac Jones, and I know I released that comment about Nate, and in him and what facts he was trying to say. So, I brought some facts of my own that I just kind of want to read off really quick, Ronbo, if I can.
Okay.
So this was just dropped from actually Pro Football Focus today. I'm pretty sure if you're on Twitter, a lot of people who are 49er fans retweeted stuff like this and had already seen it. But Pro Football Focus released Pro Football Focus grades on throws past first read since 2019. So this goes back 2 years. But it takes 2019 and 2020 with minimum at least 60 attempts. So ranked first, the highest is Justin Fields with 90.6. Second, Zach Wilson with 90.1. Third, Trey Lance with 87.2. The seventh ranked is Trevor Lawrence with 78.6. And guess who the last guy is at 8?
Who's that?
Mac McCorkle Jones with 75.7.
McCorkle?
He has the McCorkle himself. So everybody talking about all this accuracy, efficiency. It really seems like after he's not throwing to the freaking Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith, he has a problem of hitting other receivers accurately and consistently. Why is that, Ronbo?
I have no idea.
And I have some more statistics, but I got to save it for my debate coming up. But it's just funny, how I understand. Listen, I understand. You can't blame McCorkle for having the talent he had at Alabama, but we're not going to act like he made them world beaters. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Najee Harris did. Devontae Smith did. Alex Leatherwood, the left tackle, was going to go in the first round, did. Rombo, these guys who helped Mac McCorkle Jones, Rombo.
Shit.
Yes, he piloted
Who was that? What was that third wide receiver's name? Because not only Waddle and Jones,
Jalen Waddle.
they had a third guy.
I'm blanking.
He was
Is
efficient.
that guy probably gonna go in the first round too?
You know, I was looking at that. I was like, my God, Jones has got some serious weaponry out there.
Absolutely. And I'm not knocking the kid. Listen, I think he's done good. And like I said, if it's Mac Jones, it's Mac Jones. I just don't prefer Mac Jones. I just don't think you give up 3 first rounds for Mac Jones. And yes, Ronbo, you make a great counter argument. You don't know if he'll be there. But Ronbo, like 5, we could go to 5. And we could say, yes, McCorkle will still be there. I just don't think you go up to 3 to get a guy with those safest floor. And I touched on it in my draft. I know Lee reiterated it. They did that with Mitch Trubisky. The Bears GM and head coach are now not even there anymore. Matt Nagy inherited Mitch Trubisky, tried to make it work. It didn't. Now they got Andy freaking Dalton. Imagine. Let me set up for this really quick, Rumbo. They got Andy freaking Dalton as the starting quarterback because they decided to take Mitchell Trubisky back in 2017. You don't see that happening again. And you just, as a 49er fans, fans watch this because, again, we got Solomon Thomas when we could have drafted Mahomes or Watson too in the same draft. In the same draft, Ronbo. But again, it wasn't a need at the time because we already had a plan for Cook Cousins. But that's all I'm saying. You don't go for the guy with the safest floor. You get the best talent. And if it works out, then you get an all-world talent and a Super Bowl like you did with Mahomes, or you get an all-world talent like you do at Watson. It's that simple. It really is. And it comes down to it. And I understand Kyle's a very cerebral guy, but I feel like Fields and Lance are very cerebral players too. They can read an offense. These guys ain't, they're not dumb. These guys can read offenses and stuff like that. They can, I know he's going to make them do the Wonderlic score. I'm pretty sure these guys will score high in the Wonderlic too, up there with Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. So, I mean, come on, Ronbo. And again, like you said, the media is all on McCorkle. It means that they're going to go in the opposite direction, which I feel like they will.
Yeah. It's just been made too in your face. That's why I said, no, this is not going to happen. They do this every year. Somebody gets pinned to have this, that, and at the end of the day, as soon as the draft comes, and last year's draft was so bizarre because guys were dropping into the second round that had no business going that deep. So, it's all fun to watch. So we're going to see. And Jones is picked to go the second round. So it's pretty funny.
It was pretty funny, and then all of a sudden, and a lot of people are saying the media too it's the media's to blame with this. Is that remember Jones started the season, Fields and Trevor were supposed to go 1 and 2 regardless of how the season turned out. That's how it was supposed to play out. Then you had Zach Wilson all of a sudden have the Joe Burrow season where he came out of nowhere, lit the college league on fire, and then his stock skyrocketed, right? And Mac Jones again was projected to go in the second or third round, a later round quarterback that you kind of have the Kirk Cousins vibes. Now all of a sudden he's going to crack the top 10. I mean,
hey, the Solomon Thomas effect. It scares yeah. So
yeah.
O'Shea, another great conversation. Let's see you on Sunday if you get a chance.
Yes, sir, Ronbo.
All right.
Yes, sir, good sir. I will be DMing you, Ronbo. I don't know. You stay up late, Ronbo. You be messaging me late at night.
You know,
I'll try to figure out. We can figure out a date and time. So you can contact Tony. So we'll try to, finalize a date and time for the debate and stuff like that. So
yeah, we'll do. Because Tony has only, I don't know if he has. Well, I'm going to get back to him and see what his time is possible. He said Saturday and Sunday this week, but it was Saturday after I couldn't do it. So that's why I said, okay, we'll see if Sunday go back to you. We'll talk about that more later. All right.
Okay.
Got to do it soon, though, don't we?
Good, Ronbo.
All right.
Yeah, we do, Ronbo. I'm itching. I'm ready. But shout out to Tony himself. But shout out to all my TNT guys, production, everybody, Ronbo. God bless you, sir. Thank you for all the opportunity, and you get you some good rest. And happy Easter, Ronbo. Happy Easter
back at you, fam. All right.
All right.
Have a great night.
Take it easy.
You too. And I said Shay. That's what the question was for Shay. So would you rather have Mac or Trask? I bet you Shay would like to have Trask. Random Electronic 2.0. Shay, answer that question in the chat for us. Tony wants to know, Mac or Trask? Michael McCorkle Jones equals A.J. McCarron at best. Greg McElroy at worst. Random Electronic, thanks, fam, for that donation. And the Big Show is the wrong show. He's got a small B in there and a small S. Oh, God. Trey from VA, one of the founding members of TNT. Trey, come on in, man.
Finally.
And Trey, you just identified him, the fake Big Show.
And I do mean finally. Shout out to you, brother Ronbo. Shout out to production. Shout out to my TNT family. And shout out, this could only happen to a TNT member.
I know, right?
The fake Big Show.
I thought it was
Ronbo,
JJ.
we need to go ahead and get that. We need to get that account up out of here, Ronbo.
But somebody said it was JJ. It's not JJ? Because JJ's always working show.
You know, if it is JJ, JJ needs to come clean right now. We'll let it slide. But that's
JJ,
terrible.
that's you?
But brother Ronbo, you know what? I need an installment.
All right. And now it is time for Let Me Holler at You, Trey.
You know what? There's a lot of fans that are susceptible to this notion that we're going to draft Mac Jones. Can y'all stop that right now, please? Please.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right now, we're not doing that. And let me tell you exactly why we're not doing that. There's a Mac Jones in every single draft.
True.
Every single draft. There's a Mac Jones. You're going to find a guy like that just about every year. You're not going to find a guy. You're not going to trade up. You're not going to trade 2 first-round picks on top of a third, some other consideration.
Trubisky.
Go up and get it.
Jared
go
Goff.
Up and get a guy. Well, hold on. Wait a minute, Ronbo. Jared Goff is Jared Goff is. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, he's a Super Bowl quarterback. He's a Super Bowl quarterback. He's a Super Bowl quarterback. Trubisky and Goff, that's disrespectful. Goff's bad, but he's not Trubisky bad. I'll give you Trubisky. That's terrible.
Did anybody trade up for Jameis?
No, they Bucks earned that. They sucked. They earned that. But here's the point, though, Ronbo. Guess what? Mac Jones had a lot of yards last year. Had a lot of big plays. 34% of his yards were behind the line of scrimmage. 34%. That's a big chunk. That's a lot of screen passes. But here's the funny thing. He was ranked 23rd in the NCAA in drop back pure play action passing. That's 23rd. It's not going to get it done. So I think the people that want Mac Jones to be a fit for Kyle actually are just looking through rose-colored glasses when you really think about it. Mac did all right, but, Alabama was in a lot of spread. They did some pro sets, but they were in a lot of spread. And from the numbers, when they did do play action, it was about 23rd best in the nation. So, I mean, that's not really what Kyle Shanahan is looking for. But Mac Jones can thank Kyle Shanahan for making him about $10 more million. Because now Mac Jones is hot right now. He's hot.
Yeah, true. The promotional, the conversation spotlight.
When Shanny doesn't take him, hopefully there's no hard feelings, brother, because we got you bumped up another 5 to 6 or 7, draft selection spots.
Yeah, somebody's going to take him on the strength of this. You're right.
Ronbo, we talked about this last time. We'll say it really quickly, and then we're going to get up out. Hey, you know what? Props to you in production for putting on for so long, too. I just want to say, because this is well after 1 o'clock on the East Coast. Really appreciate what y'all do for us. Okay?
Pure fun.
But
I mean, if nothing but Denise and Norm tonight, and then this is a comical show. Tommy's wife.
We not even Tommy's wife. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave that. I can say a lot of things. I'm gonna let that go. But here's the funny thing. Kyle wants to be able to play it both ways, have his cake and eat it too. Here's the problem, though. This younger rookie quarterback, if they do draft a Justin Fields or Trey Lance, they're probably going to end up relating to our receivers. They're in the same age range, listen to the same music, kind of do the same thing. You're going to create a division eventually. You know what I'm saying? And so the only way you don't do that is if you draft a Mac Jones. That's the only way I see this working out.
What are you saying, Trey? Mac Jones, this is the country music?
I didn't say that. No, I actually believe Mac Jones. I didn't say that. Let's not do that. I didn't say that, okay? Stop laughing. Everybody stop laughing right now. Right now. I did not say that, okay? Maybe some. Maybe a little, but no. But one thing I will say about Mac, though, that I do like about him is that he gets the ball out on time, and he's very decisive. So I do like that. But he hasn't started enough games. If you're going to ding Trey Lance, you got to ding Mac Jones because, Mac Jones has only started 17 games. I know it's against better competition in the SEC, but when you think about the weapons that he has, the protection that he has, the defense that he plays with, the coaching that he has.
Mouth water. Yeah, my God.
I mean, it's a much more than a level or even player field, Ronbo. We're not going to do it too long. We're going to do it strong tonight. I appreciate you staying up and allowing us to come on here and get it off. I'm pretty sure next week we'll hear something wild. Somebody else will be the hot guy.
Yeah.
But for my money, if it's not Wilson, it's got to be Fields.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah. We'll get into why that's got.
Jordy, no, you probably already heard, being in the East, that the Jets have gone as far as to look just disgusting out there, romancing the man's parents, Zach Wilson's folks, running them around town and showing them real estate. They don't even work for a real estate company. What's going on with that? That's hilarious.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Robert Saleh. We talked about this last time.
Yeah.
More times than not, when a new coach is hired, they want their guy. You see what I mean? They want their guy. They don't want the other guy's guy that didn't work, that got two guys before him fired. Like, he's not a guy's guy.
Yep.
Not my kind of guy.
Be.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later, man. Appreciate
right.
you having me.
Hey,
Shout out to
always a pleasure.
TNT, First Lady of TNT show. Shout out to everybody rocking with us. And more importantly, hit that like for Ronbo. Show him some love, mad love for staying up so late and keeping us entertained on the Friday before Easter. Everybody be safe and enjoy.
Thanks, Trey. You have a great Easter weekend, too. See you Sunday if you get a chance.
All right, brother. Hey, man, let's do it.
And tonight, Niner Mike was supposed to call in because I've had several requests for his social media. Does anybody, didn't I ask him this before about his social media? And didn't he say, Blaze Life, thanks. Bravo, whoever these fans want, are they going to want Kyle's head when they don't pan out Trey Lance all the way? Blaze, thanks, man. Yeah, that's the way we do. One thing, and I imagine every fan base does this, but one thing we do well is we designate blame. Sometimes, whether it's warranted or not, we designate, but we always can find something to blame. But if anybody remembers, though, did I ask Israel Cardenas? Thanks, fam. It says, third pick of the 2021 draft, San Francisco 49ers select Justin Fields, Niners. As MC says, and I'm gone. P.S. Do the balking voice in the upcoming 2021 draft. Tonight, as I'm coming back to football for the first time in a long time, as you know, I'm now working with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I want to thank the commissioner for actually inviting me to take part in the festivities tonight. And I want to put my face back out there because I know people have missed me since I left San Francisco. So they've asked me to come out here and make the pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, with the number 1 pick, select Mac Jones. What? That's what I said. I said Mac Jones. I'm still, no matter what, I'm still Trent Baalke. Trent, boo! Boo! Hey, really, did I ask Mike about his social media platform, and does anybody remember? Well, Mike, I know you're watching. Get back to me and give me your social media platform because everybody wants to know, Mike. Mike, everybody loves the Easterner. You and your New York pretzels, pizza, and bagels. Tell us who you are. Hot dogs. You got it, fam. You want to get into a comical argument that makes no sense? get into New Yorkers come out to the West and they always complain about the food, right? You know what I'm saying? Am I right? Right? And they'll come out, gosh, you guys don't even have a decent hot dog out here. A what? Hot dog. Because we don't take hot dogs seriously. And your pizza. Your pizza sucks. Pretzels? No, we don't. Because in New York, they have those stands on the street. I got to admit, I've been to New York, and every time I go there, those people sitting on the street, the pretzels, I didn't know what a pretzel could taste like good. You get the big, they're not pretzels, but they're big, like bready pretzels, and they put the mustard all over them. They got salt on it. Those are good. And actually, don't tell Mike I said this, the hot dog in New York is serious. That's not just a hot dog. Pizza, we got pizza, I think, to compete with the New Yorkers, okay? But man, fam, I will see you Sunday. Have a great, was it Jack is back? Jack is back? Good morning from London. So first award show coming soon. Cash prize on this. Jack's been threatening that for a while. Jack, I got it. All right. Anyway, fam, I'll see you Sunday. Have a great Easter weekend between now and then. And if you eat too much Sunday, I'll be back so we can burn off some calories Sunday evening. For the win.